Oh, hi, hello, hi.
Hi there.
Oh, hey, Science. And the little dancing Kevin dude. How is the sound, Maud? Are we good? Mo Day hype. Maud Day? Are you trying to plug yourself, Sean? It's Monday. Hey, hi, hello. We talking about dreams today. And it's a holiday here. I don't know where other people are, but it's kind of a holiday here.
It's Easter Monday.
De la leche, voodoo. What's up? I think that's supposed to make one of those little guys. I think it's supposed to make like a...
Oh, it's supposed to be like a little...
I forget what they're called every time, but whatever.
An emote?
Well, no, there's like special... I don't know. Maybe it's an emote. But yeah, so it's Monday here. We didn't go to work today because we didn't have to, or did you go to work?
God, no.
Go to work.
Wow.
Hey, hi. Yeah, I definitely didn't work. I went bird watching today for like most of my day. It was awesome.
I love that.
Oh yeah, you were on this phone with your sisters when I was telling Sean about that. I saw so many birds. It was amazing.
I think you had was it a woodpecker on your...
I know.
I watched your Instagram stories.
Thank you very much. This is on my personal gram, so... yeah, LMAO no, voodoo is what's up.
What up?
Oh, okay, I see. What you doing kind of thing, I guess, maybe?
Like what up, but without
What
the
up?
P. What a...
Okay. I
Yeah?
accept it, yeah.
I think
that's fine,
that,
sure.
That translates.
Sure, yeah. We did like what's up in like the early 2000s when you were still
A child.
an infant child. But I wasn't quite old enough for that like to land with me, but I remember like the older kids saying that and me being I want to participate. I don't know where this came from, but it became like a thing that everybody did. It was in a Super Bowl commercial. I wanna die. I found one of my subject images was the same as another, so I'm currently running every single analysis from zero as I had to match the data again, ergo new groups. That's brutalini. I've definitely had similar issues. I'm like recoding all of the data, this like video data that we take. I'm trying to put it through this like automated thing to make it faster, but it uploads so slowly, and then you have to like select it for like its analysis, and then that takes forever, and then half the time it's like, can't do it.
This.
Yeah. Anyways, apart from that, all chill. I mean, that's science. That's what that's showbiz, baby.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
it's like
KOKTK.
the scientific process, as they
Yeah.
say, is a lot of failures. You fail, and then you're like,
Yeah.
you finally get a success, and you're like, hell's yeah.
Yeah. Well, and also like mixing up data by accident, it's better to like catch it now. You know what I mean?
100%.
So,
yeah.
yikes, sorry to hear about the subject image, but glad about all the other chill. Yeah. Man, what was I? Oh, that was on Friday. I already talked about it. I was going to say one of our coworkers got an MRI recently, but I talked about it on Friday.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I realized before starting to write stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's important. You got to catch them early, right?
Yeah, key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got this... What did people do for Easter? Do people Easter? Did you Passover? Did you do things? Did you guys do things? I did stuff.
I was supposed to go see my mom, and then the Friday morning, I was supposed to leave. I called her and I was like, Mom, I'm sorry, I can't do the tour.
Yeah.
It's 10 hours both ways in the car, and there's no other good way of reaching her because she lives in the boonies. So I called her and I was like, I just can't. I have so much shit that I need to do for like school. I just like can't do it.
Had you been like thinking that you might pull out at the last minute, or?
I did not realize that I mentally could not do it until Thursday night, and she was already asleep at the time.
Okay.
So I just called her first. I got up early in the morning on Friday to like call her and tell her. So
that's good. But then you got to work on your poster and stuff. Layla's going to a conference in California.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm jealous.
I'm escaping the cold spring that we're having. Actually, it's finally gonna get warm here.
It was gorgeous today. I was walking around in a tank top while I was bird watching. So.
I didn't leave because I've been working on this poster. I've been in my apartment all day. But
But yeah, good hype for another stream after a long day of work. What?
I don't know. Oh, so he asked him how he is. Somebody asked Get a Grip how he is.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
I see. Okay, I thought he was just telling us that. I'm like, we're here. You always walking around in a tank top.
That's true.
Yup. Yeah. There's no, no, yeah.
It's always layers. There's a tank top, and then sometimes there's stuff over it, but in the
usually
summer there's
some
not.
Oversized thing,
Yeah.
and also it's like a zillion degrees in this room. I don't understand how you're in
I know, that's why I rolled it up. I'm like actually kind of dying.
Yeah, it's well, and because it's not cold outside anymore, it's not like ooh pleasantly toasty. It's like
actually kind of sweaty in here.
Well, and like it's probably fine if you're like. She's just checking things out. Girl.
I'm airing out the room a bit.
Oh, nice. I was just reading what your husband was saying. You said girl. Guys, we're talking about dreams today. Tell us about your dreams. I genuinely want to analyze people's dreams. Winter tank top, summer tank top, the deathly and silent void of space tank top. If anything... Hello?
I think that was one of Sean's Pokemon figures.
It fell from so low, though.
I think it fell from the top of the bookcase.
Oh, there he is. Don't move.
Did you catch it all?
He self-selected. Okay, so before when we were prepping for stream, I was like, do you have any like psychic type Pokemon so we could like, stay on theme and be like, go, gadget, whatever. And we like looked and there was none. But this guy he just self-selected. He wanted to participate. What is this guy's name? Who?
Is it Hoots?
No, it's something to do with that though. It's like
it's an owl, and so what type of Pokemon is it?
Yeah, come on, Pokemon peeps.
You tell us. We have no idea.
It's this guy. Can I?
Yeah, that's quite.
I know, but I want it to. Oh, damn it. You know when
influencers
influencers do that thing so that it focuses? I'm so not an influencer. Is that clear?
It's a Rowlet.
Okay, that's cute. What does he do? I like his little bow tie. It's nice. It's no tank top, but whatever. Void of space. Okay, but anyways, I was gonna say the tank tops work well for so many reasons. They layer. They operate when you have a small chest as a pseudo bra.
Wouldn't know anything about that.
It's great. It's just one layer gone. Get that out of here, and then also there's no sleeve for me to sweat into. Because right now if you touched my armpit, it would be actually physically wet. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do you want to do it? It's kind of weird. It's wet. And I don't shave my armpits frequently. It's wet, right? Like it's wet.
It's a little wet, yeah.
It's damp, yeah. Anyways, you guys just heard a lot about my armpits, so you're welcome.
So here on Vulgar Science today, we're talking about dreams, Alicia.
We are talking about dreams.
Do you have dreams, Alicia? Do you daydream? Do you night dream?
We talked about a very not okay night dream that I had recently. I have tons of not okay night dreams. I dream like every night. Every single night. Mm-hmm. But I also take medication to sleep. Like I take a low dose of what's actually supposed to be an antipsychotic. Not what I'm using it for. You take it for like antipsychotic purposes at like 150 milligrams, and I take like 25 milligrams because it's super sedating, and it also makes me like have good dreams. So, but yeah, I had a sex dream about a very off-target person.
Those are the most distressing because it's like you're like, I don't want
so much
to have
door and well, actually, we could just move this. I was just gonna say we have so much closet door and so little you. There we go. That's better.
Yeah. And then we have this ugly bookcase in the back. You really should change this. You gotta change the setup of this room.
It's just fine. It's okay to have books.
There's no books on that bookcase.
Yeah, but you can't see anything in it. They're in those organized little doodads. I don't think it really matters. But yeah, do you dream?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, my sisters, to this day, make fun of me for the dreams I used to have as a child. I might close that window. There's bugs coming in here. So I used to have these insanely vivid dreams, and then I would tell them about them, and they thought it was the funniest thing. And they still make fun of me for some of them to this day. So we can analyze this if you want.
I would love to analyze this.
So, like, I grew up on Lord of the Rings, so there was a dream where I was walking around and it was like I was living in like a world where everything was like cardboard. So like think of like walking in a green screen where there was.
How old are you at this point?
I was like 10. Like I was.
What grade is that?
I don't know. It was like late elementary, early middle school. Okay. So I was like walking around in like a cardboard world, and I'm trying to like, and so there was like depth to it, but there was like texture to the air. Anyways, that's beside the point. So I got chased by a warg, which is a type of, it's like a bear wolf. It's like a wild wolf that is evil in Lord of the Rings. And I hopped onto a pink carriage, which was representative of a Barbie carriage that I owned at the time.
I was just gonna say, this is Barbie's carriage for sure.
Yes, exactly. And my hair grew long and blonde, and I felt a quiver of arrows on my back, and I turned into Legolas, and I started fighting this warg, and then I woke up. That's all I remember.
So, these dreams that you have of being pierced by the arrows, those are penises. That's actually
Phallic
probably
objects.
what Freud would say. Like, I have screen caps of, like, a couple of things from, like, actual Freud, like, original texts and stuff like that. And they describe, like, basically just all things are dicks, as usual.
Mm-hmm. You see an oven, it's a womb. You see anything long and pointy, it's a dick.
Categorization of Freudian sexual symbols, male genitalia. Sticks, umbrellas, poles, trees, the Washington Monument.
That's
so specific.
Oddly specific.
Must be someone, it was a research journal of someone, like, interpreting it, not the original text for this one. Sometimes knives, daggers, lances, water-flowing objects. Wonder what they're getting at there.
Interesting.
And then female genitals, mainly symbolized by something which can be filled. Like pits, holes, bottles, jars, and shoes.
Bottles wouldn't be phallic?
Yeah, see? This is where it all starts to fall apart.
That falls
for
apart
old
real
Siggy.
quick. I was gonna say I've never, but I'm sure I've heard of a man sticking a dick in a bottle, but I've also heard of plenty of people sticking a bottle in orifices, so.
Well, I guess it depends on the size of the bottle, really.
Depends on the size of the dick.
That's true. Yeah. There's got to be some size congruency, though, I mean, realistically, if you were doing the penetrating, you would probably want a tight fit. Allegedly, people say that, you know? Because imagine, okay, like, hold on. Don't get me wrong here, guys. But, like, hot dog down a hallway? Oh.
Why did we throw it? You could.
Because I wanted it to projectile. I wanted it to look cool, okay? Anyways, yeah. Like, if it was like a jar, like a spaghetti sauce jar or something like that.
It seems,
you wouldn't get any contact. You wouldn't get any friction. I wasn't trying to make like a tight kind of thing. I was meaning like you would need it to be like at least like, a little bit.
Well, yeah, no, like a glass Coke bottle, like who's going to fit in there? Like, I feel like that seems actually quite painful. Especially...
Yeah, I don't think that you should do that.
Yeah, definitely should not do that.
That could fit somewhere else, though. That's the other thing.
The thing.
This text, these are flaws. And apparently, your teeth falling out is indicating a fear of castration as a punishment for masturbation. That's very specific.
It's oddly specific.
Well, especially because, like, how would castrating a woman be taking her ovaries, technically?
But what do teeth have to do with...
I don't know. It's unhinged Freudian latent content.
Love that.
Yep.
I've had the teeth falling out dream.
Me too. Like,
you know what? Actually, a lot of people in our field say, people who work with rodents always, and they've euthanized a lot of rodents, they always say that they have a dream, that there's like a dream that everyone has of like a giant mouse or rat chasing them while they sleep.
That's never happened to me.
That's never happened to you? Susanna says she's had it a lot of times and she knows everyone who has it.
But I'm
you also love
extremely
rats,
fond
so
of rodents.
Yeah.
So I think that like I'm an
anomaly.
outlier. Yeah. I'm a rogue data point. What is the teeth falling out dream? Dreaming of a giant rat. Never heard of it. I mean, that is the dream. For me, that's the dream, is just there being a giant rat. If I could ride a rat into battle, I don't even have a battle. I would find one, though, if I had a rat to ride. That sounded weird. But, hi, Oak Deity. And hi, T. Mitchus. Thank you for the follow. This is, welcome to the chat. What is the teeth falling out dream? According to Freud, it is fear of castration, specifically as a punishment for masturbation. That seems like lots. Uka. Oka. Okay, thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. Didn't someone teach a rat how to play Doom 2? Rats can do a lot of things. Rats can drive little cars. That's cool.
Doom 2, like the video game Doom 2?
I presume so.
How? That seems a little high level.
So I'm thinking, like, if there's visual flow information, that's the one where you're like walking around dungeons and you like pivot and there's like a chest right there, right? That's Doom? Is that Doom? Guys, tell me if that's Doom.
I only know Doom Eternal, which is very complicated.
Claire Burr, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Sent by Science.
Oh, cool. Science is super awesome. Science is easily one of like the main reasons that I decided that Twitch was like the direction to go for the SciComms thing, and that, because we had always had an idea about the podcast or a YouTube channel or some sort of SciComms together. And then I was like, I want to steer into SciComms just more, maybe as like an actual life pursuit. And science proved to me that that's possible. So, anyways, we take all comers. That's a weird way to phrase that. I am research brain too. Cool, Freedom. Tell me about research. What brain research do you do?
Yeah.
Tell us. Let's hear it.
Is it animal or human neuroscience?
Oh,
what do you do?
Coffee Rocks just followed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm assuming most of these people are from science, which is super cool.
I think there's ones that aren't showing up either on top. Stabby McKnife.
Stabby McKnife.
A Lilith Hobo.
But this was, geez, there's lots.
There's slightly delayed.
Oh, okay, Anyways, well, thank you, everybody.
You guys.
Oh, that's really cute, Baby Yoda. Or the child. We're not supposed to call it Baby Yoda.
It's Grogu.
Excuse me?
That's the name. They named it in season 2.
Oh, listen.
And he's like a Mandalorian foundling now. He's not just a little Baby Yoda Jedi.
All I know is that Pablo
Escobar.
Pedro Pascal was in an interview and accidentally called him Baby Yoda before it got named. And he was like, I'm never supposed to call it that. I'm always supposed to call it the child. Like, it was like it contractually like not supposed to do that.
Interesting.
Stabby McKnife, hi. I'm doing intercommunication AI systems, zoinks. It's neural processing capability between large language models. That's elite level.
That is high level. Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Damn.
LOL, is that Hebrabic? Welcome to the chat, everybody. Right now we have a GPT model and a llama from Facebook. Excuse me?
That says a llama, right?
Yeah, like an alpaca?
Like an alpaca llama? Okay.
About quantum communication stuff, neuroscience will put over. That's wow, okay. The arm tattoo.
Oh! Yeah, it's... I was so confused. It's my name in Arabic, Hebrew, and Farsi. Yeah.
Thanks for
following. Thank you for all the follows.
Stabby. Yeah,
seriously.
This is great. We're going to be close to 96, and then we'll do a Saturday stream where we're going to play some games, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to try and do trivia. There's something about a bomb game.
Yeah. I
don't know about that, but...
Defuse the bomb?
You defuse the bomb,
There's
I
one
guess.
on Jackbox that's like that, but
yeah,
I don't know if it's
we can play
one.
Jackbox. We can play all kinds of games. We were gonna maybe do GeoGuessr too. That's supposed to. People were pretty jacked about that.
I'm actually terrible unless I Google context clues, which I think is the more fun way to play it because I feel like it uses critical thinking skills and not just straight up guessing.
Yeah, well, so I think you can play different maps too. Like, I was hoping that there would be like where is this Tim Hortons in Canada? You know what I mean? And like, you could tell like, oh, jacked up trucks, that's Alberta. Let's narrow it down. Okay, do they have an Oilers sticker? Boom, you know, and like get that. So, Championette, thanks for the follow. I just love this little walking rat. That's just such a great thing to, you know. Like, wow.
So cute.
The rats are just the bee's knees. The rat's knees, really. I don't know.
Do rats have knees?
Rats super have knees. Rats have knees.
But it's like they have a backwards knee on their hind legs.
Well, no, it's because much like a dog or a cat, just like everything's like shrunk down. Like all of the limbs that we're used to having like lots of space between, or the joints, sorry, that we're used to having lots of space between, are like way lower down. You know what I mean? So like their elbow situation is there, and what we think of as their elbow is actually like their shoulder kind of thing. Not really. It's just. Okay. I mean, we could look it up. But like, anyways, llamas and alpacas are cool too. This is an animal friendly. This is a funny farm kind of situation here where we welcome all animals. Look, guys, I even have this is a vintage Sandy Lion sticker. I believe I've shown this to some of the earlier followers, but it's Fuzzy, my fuzzy rat sticker here. I hope that there's here. I'm just gonna ASMR this for you guys. Hope that's coming through. I don't know who I am or why I'm like this, so don't ask. Yeah. Okay, so you have weird dreams when you were a kid.
Yeah, I did.
And your sisters roasted you for it? That just doesn't seem like good.
They roast me to this day.
But why?
Because
you turned into Legolas? That sounds awesome. That is the dream.
I know.
What's the issue with
It's because
that?
I had very vivid dreams, and then I would tell them about it. And then that was the mistake. I should just never have told them about it.
I guess.
Like, I had a dream that, like, dinosaurs attacked me and my family while we were, like, in a bank. Like, it was like a Jurassic World, like, but 2 where they get released on the city. Sorry, Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Was it scary?
Like, it was actually very scary. Because the last thing I remember is I looked up a chimney and there was a T-Rex eye above it. And then I woke up.
Had you recently watched them? I always wanted to go to Jurassic Park.
Same.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I'm all for it. I know everyone, like, if it ever happens, people are going to be like, we talked about this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do not do it. But
life finds a way.
Yeah, life finds a way. I don't know. Jeff Goldblum.
Was that a Jeff Goldblum?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Impression?
Yeah, it sure was. I don't know. I have like fucked dreams all the time and like frequent nightmares, but also like it's either a nightmare or a sex dream.
Yeah, I would say my most vivid dreams these days are the sex dreams, and I don't know why.
Well, I mean, I have like a tiny bit of research about like sex dreams being like, I don't know, kind of common. Nocturnal orgasm in college women, its relation to dreams and anxiety associated with sexual factors. I've done a lot of research here. But only very surface level of each of the things. But apparently, like, it's depending on, like, the theory of dreaming, because no one knows why we dream. There's no actual, like, true reason, right? Like, no one knows.
People think it has a lot to do with, like, the fact that, I think specifically in REM, we, like, are recharging our brains, but also, like, processing information and memories from the previous day. But that would like, if dreams were a part of that, it would mean that you would probably be having dreams about content that had just happened or things that were going to happen tomorrow. And, like, that's obviously not the case. So there
is a bias towards recently occurred things.
Yeah.
Like, I think 75% of dreams have content that's, like, happened in their recent weeks, right? So I think the one that I subscribe the most to, and, like, it isn't one theory, it's kind of like a collection of a couple of the theories, is that it's like your brain kind of turns off the frontal lobe during this. So like your acetylcholine goes way down, which is like an activating neuromodulator or neurotransmitter. and your frontal lobe, which is like basically like the thing that makes sense, like your actual like critical thinking is there. That's offline while you're dreaming. And so all of the other stuff that like the content, your visual content, your auditory content, and all of your like desires and, you know, things that Freud would have called like latent desires, kind of get to be unhinged and connect to each other in all of these different ways. And, you know, kind of practice that people talk about it as like kind of like a rehearsal for like everyday life, and like seeing like how different stimuli go together and whether or not that like lands. And I don't know, to me that sounds like vaguely reasonable.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think that, so somebody just brought up lucid dreaming, which I think
God.
is, do you think that that prefrontal cortex deactivation is still there in lucid dreaming? Because I feel like maybe not.
I don't know about like actual like regional activations, but I do know that like they say that the area where your alleged consciousness is, big dubiousness asterisks here in my humble opinion, but the regions that are associated with that tend to be lit up. And the reason that they think that lucid dreaming is legit is they've done studies where they asked someone in a waking state to go into their lucid dream and do like a simple motor thing. I think they asked him to clench his fist, and then they did like MRI before and MRI during, and of course validated that they were indeed asleep by checking their brainwaves kind of thing, and that the areas that light up were the same as when they ask him to do it while he's awake. So that's, you know, allegedly the proof that lucid dreaming is indeed legit. But I think it could also just be high suggestibility. You know what I mean? Like, if you're told to dream about clenching your fist and like punching a guy, and you like are someone that's like really, I don't know, in good cognitive charge of your brain, then like, I don't know, it wouldn't be the hardest thing to...
I definitely have dreams where this is why I always am curious about how people do lucid dreaming, because I have dreams where I recognize that I am asleep, and I try to control something. I'm like, oh, I'm being like chased by XYZ.
You realize that you're in a dream.
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run.
No way.
And escape, and I'm like gonna control this dream, but then I end up always getting caught.
Let's pause for a second and just recognize that Layla's having dreams about being in control, and just how on brand that is.
Okay. Fuck off.
I love it. She's known as lab mom for a reason. We like when Layla's in control. Things get done on time well.
We appreciate.
Yeah.
The kudos was strong there. So lucid dreaming in and of itself
I would say that that's like a pseudo lucid dream. For me, lucid dreaming is like a computer program where you can summon things. When I lucid dream, it's a specific process, almost like a state set by your own body for the mind. Normally people can't do it, you have to activate it. So the way that they train people to lucid dream is to give you a stimulus that happens when you're awake. Like the specific one's like a red dot where it's like you can like wear a specific mask, and like there's like things that you can do to like really prompt this. And it turns on also while you're asleep, and you're supposed to be able to like see it through your eyelids kind of thing, some sort of like a visual light stimulus. And then you like get the same stimulus from like a wake state in your sleep state kind of thing, and you're supposed to like train yourself to acknowledge that, and then once you can acknowledge that, then you can like kind of gain control, I guess. I don't know. I've never been able to do it, not that I've tried very hard, but
some people like talk about being able to fly in their dreams because they're that good of lucid dreamers. I'm like, that sounds amazing.
I think that sounds terrifying.
You would.
Yeah. I wonder how common I virtually summoned sports cars. Okay, how disappointed are you when you wake up and you don't have the shit that you can just like abracadabra in your dreams, though? It is really incredible what the mind can do. That's like, I'm fully on board with that. You're 100% right.
Yeah. On that note, I think it's really crazy that like some people also get like all the different states of like dreaming and sleep, of like sleep paralysis, sleepwalking.
I get sleep paralysis really
like
bad.
Sleep dysfunction. So sleepwalking runs in my family. So like we have so my grandfather actually told this story, R.I.P., about how she, at one point, he like woke up and she was running laps around the bed. Like she was jumping over the bed and then like running around the foot and then jumping back over the bed.
That's some paranormal activity shit. I do not like that.
And he like called to her and woke her up and she like fell. And yeah, he was like really
zoinks. Because it happened when you sleepwalk. It's when you're in your deepest slow wave sleep. That's usually when like sleep,
Stage
like actual
4.
motor activity happens. Because typically while you're asleep, you're especially while you're dreaming, you're immobile. Typically, like while you're dreaming, not always while you're asleep, but it is inhibited. I virtually summoned sports coach. Don't know, mate. I called it second sleep. Like I wake up super hungover and then force myself back to sleep and bam, lucid dream. So, I mean, I kind of know what you mean because sometimes when I oversleep, which I would do when I was hungover, when I was drinking lots, my kind of like restless, like I know I should be awake, but I just want to sleep a bit more sleep, I would have like really intense fucked dreams. It wouldn't be lucid dreams though. I would never be able to like drive it, but
it's the ones you remember and you, because you are a little bit awake during
you're closest to awake. But I have sleep paralysis when I'm really stressed, like when I was writing my master's, or when Marwan and I split up. Both of those times I would like wake up and like not be able to breathe, and in my head I would be screaming at the top of my lungs, like absolute blood curdling scream, like kind of thing, and couldn't get out of it.
Oh my god.
And then would finally like wake up like just in full distress, heart racing, like my HR on my watch and stuff like that would be like 112 or something, and I'm like, hello, I don't even hit that cardio when I'm at the fucking gym. Jesus. Yeah.
Damn.
This is many years ago though, and sometimes when I was awake I wasn't sure if I was actually awake or dreaming. See, and that's fucked because like those are the states that like it's, I don't know. I'd say that you're asleep if you're like dreaming. I don't know. But daydreaming is a thing too, right?
Yeah, true.
I don't know, I daydream all the time. Like all the time.
Yeah, casual dissociation. Yeah, I was gonna say
adaptive.
I feel like it's interesting because most people, like, there is supposed to be a functionality of like sleep paralysis, which is like the too much of this, of where your body is paralyzed, you're not supposed to be able to move, you're not supposed to be able to like walk around while you're sleeping. But I feel like some people that is like not as strong. Like I've woken up with like my arm in the air, like I thought I was in class and I put my hand up. Yes, okay, I've been a student my whole life. I put my hand up in class.
Hermione ass motherfucker.
And I woke
here.
up and my hand was in the air.
That's
or
funny.
I wake up. Sean talks about how I talk in my sleep all the time. I've cried in my sleep. I have like really intense dreams and I like wake up and
I've woken up crying for
like
sure.
sobbing.
Yeah. I'd look at the back of my hand if I'm dreaming. My fingers would look super distorted and weird. That sounds like
that's actually a really
like
good
prophetic
clue.
chat GPT shit, you know? Like an AI art. You know,
Are you real?
They can't, well, because they can't do fingers. There's like some, I can't remember why it is, but like there's some reason that AI can't do fingers. Howdy, smart people. Hey, Aristo Rock. Welcome. How was your stream this past week? I assume that you streamed. You usually stream. I wasn't there. How was it? Yeah. I definitely have had like some like really intense dreams from medication, but they're almost always like insane nightmares and not like I'm getting murdered or chased or kidnapped or something. Not that that's light content, but like catastrophic end of the world stuff, like nukes, total fallout of society and having to like save. I had a dream, this is bad, I had a dream that my mom hit my dad with a car and I watched him like bleed out from
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like when I have nightmares, I have like nightmares. Like if we wanted to unpack that happened when me and my mom were like not maybe at our best. We're fine now, of course, but like at the time, I don't know, I think I was a teenager and like, you know, whatever. And I've always been close with my dad, so I mean, you don't even have to like try to decode that, you know, like, evil mommy, love my
mommy
daddy.
issues.
Yeah, right? But I don't know. Is that true? I don't know, because that makes it sound like Freudian theory and Jungian theory about like, you know, your latent thoughts that you don't allow yourself to have. Like it has truthiness to it, even if it's not like proven, you know?
Risto Rock, just, you can, it's a safe space here. We're talking about we talk about our crazy all the time.
Yeah, Risto, this is like 8,000% a safe space. You do not have to share at all, like under no pressure, but also like, I will tell you some unhinged dreams. I mean, you just heard one unhinged dream, but I've got a lot.
Speaking of mommy issue dreams, it was actually such a mundane dream, but essentially what it was is that I was, again, in a school setting, because I was actually, like, not that old at the time of this dream, and my mom, who also worked in the school that I went to, she was a speech language pathologist, was like walking down the hallway, and I was calling to her, and she was just walking away, and because maybe she didn't hear me, but I was calling, and I woke up and I was crying because my mom didn't turn around when I called to her, which is like, that you could psychoanalyze.
You don't even need to analyze that. That's just abandonment, right? I don't know.
Attachment issues.
Had an amazing hobby talk yesterday about grounding and coping skills. Man, I'm sad that I missed that. Oh, that sounds like actually really great. I had Easter dinner with one of my good friends, my old roommate. You can try the hand thing. If you do it enough when you're awake, you'll start doing it in your dreams too. What?
Well, that's not good.
Australian accent. And what does this tell you about your mother?
Austrian accent.
Oh.
As in like Freud.
I like mine better. Alright, you dreamed about a koala. Let's unpack that. It's so much better as an Australian accent. Like, alright, so there was this wallaby. I experienced my friend's breakup as her and was able to tell her in exact detail what happened when they had told nobody what happened. So you had like a prophetic dream or like a clairvoyant dream. That's bananas.
Those are things too. Like I am a scientist at heart, but I do actually believe in there's some, supernatural elements to the world.
Everything is magic till it's science. They used to think that diseases were ghosts in your blood.
Yeah.
And that people that didn't believe that were crazy. And now you know what I mean? It's fine.
Absolutely.
You believe what you want to believe.
But I was going to say, I think that I think deja vu sometimes is people have had dreams about certain situations.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And like, I know, deja vu is like not exactly explained, but there are definitely moments where I'm just like, I feel like I've experienced this before, and I feel like I'm like, I think I dreamt about it, and then this happened. Or some people have talked about situations where they've dreamt about like a house, and all they remember about the dream is that they had this like sense of like ominous, like like bad things happen, and then they like went and they like ended up in that house, and then like at a later date, and they're like, I need to get out of here, and they just like left.
Right.
But yeah,
I mean, like. So I think on the one hand, like for like the example of Risto Rock's thing and like kind of like predicting what happened or figuring out what happened, that might scientifically, if you will, speak to the hypothesis that dreams are information processing, because frequently you'll go to bed with like a problem and you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, I have the answer, because your brain is doing stuff. It doesn't just turn off while you're sleeping. It's trying to potentially, one of the theories says, to solve problems and figure out things. So if you have a whole bunch of evidence that you haven't quite frontal lobe connected and your frontal lobe is off while you're dreaming and you're just tossing variables together from, whatever was most salient for you recently, which in this case was their friend having a split or whatever. It's reasonable to me that you would come to one that's like, okay, that's probably it. And, then when you wake up and remember it, you can decide, oh, that's really bizarre, or oh, that's actually what happened, kind of thing. And like, it might not explain when things are exactly to a T what happened, but you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound the most far-fetched for that to still be vaguely science.
Yeah, I just want to harp a bit on this push from the vehicle comment.
Whoa. I'm behind.
Yeah.
Australian. I even felt the pain she felt when she was pushed from the vehicle. Jesus. I've had dreams like this ever since, my Andy. Hold up, stop the tape. Pushed from the vehicle. That's possibly the worst breakup I've ever heard. A friend of mine in Wyoming called me one day and said she was...
Dreams are related to the multiverse. That is a very interesting theory.
I think dreams are related to the multiverse, but I could be wrong. I'm not gonna try and... Okay, Michio Kaku thinks that dreams are real, and he is one of the smartest physicists on Earth, and he also, believes in a version of the multiverse, so I'll take it. He's one of the smartest people on the planet. So, Michio Kaku?
I'm not familiar.
He's he's a physicist.
And also a philosopher.
Yeah.
It's interesting that physics is literally such a hard science that it literally comes back around to philosophy sometimes. It's
100%. And yeah. It's funny how male-dominated physics is too.
It's funny how male-dominated philosophy is.
Well, I think, yeah. Anyways, that's thrown out of a car. Dougie is now playing Deceive Inc. What? We're getting a weird notification about Dougie Licious, who's sometimes on here. Could that be related to quantum entanglement? Y'all are getting real into a zone here. I'm gonna go into full Jeopardy.
I'm actually gonna grab my phone. I'm gonna be right back.
Do it. Okay. Let's.
It's in my back pocket. I'm insane.
It's in your back pocket. I was gonna say I'm gonna pull up my notes. So obviously, psychoanalytic theory of dreams is repressed desires and stuff like that. So if you were to analyze a dream like that, it would be maybe you have a desire to be there for your friend. I don't know. How would a Freudian even analyze that?
I'm confused. Did they predict the future? Because that's what I feel like it was. No.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like that to me. So the other theory of dreaming that I thought was kind of compelling and interesting, from a scientific perspective, and not just a little bit, I don't know, fun, because honestly, dream interpretation is fun. It's like horoscopes. Mm-hmm. It's fun. And so I like that. But there was also the one that was talking about it being rehearsal, because your amygdala is frequently quite active when you're dreaming, and we know that that's this is really broad strokes. It does way more than this, but the amygdala is famously known for fear and emotion. So if you're processing, and people frequently will dream about emotionally salient events like what Risto Rock was describing. And I think, that could be something where, you're rehearsing something that's important and thus equipping yourself more readily to be able to deal with it in your day-to-day, because instead of then having one instance of this occurring, you've had however many times you dream it, and your dopamine activity and all of your midbrain reward systems and that sort of thing are online while you dream. So it seems not the most unreasonable to me that could be.
I have a lot of zombie dreams. It's me mentally preparing for the zombie apocalypse.
Let's take a little detour here. What's your zombie apocalypse plan? This is one of my favorite things to talk about.
So for a long time, it was commune on my grandparents' farm in Northern Ontario.
How are you going to get there, though? We need specifics.
Car, obviously.
Oh, cars are going to work. Have you seen any zombie stuff?
Yeah, but are we... Okay, first of all, we live on an island. If it's fast spreading, they're gonna blow the bridges to Montreal Island.
So you're gonna drive across the river?
So either we're screwed,
yes,
or we're gonna have to swim across and
swim, ma'am. Boats?
I don't know, man.
She goes from we're driving there and it's gonna be fine in the whole 10 hours.
You were cars are not a thing, so are boats a thing?
Well, so my dad and I talked about this when my dad was here, and he was just if I were here, I'd find a boat. And I'm yeah, but a big enough boat to not have to refuel all the time to
a houseboat?
would be too big to go on lots of these places, and like lots of the riverways would have like, you're not proposing that, but would have like lock systems that you would have to, you know, do. And a big enough boat, you need more than one person to go. But anyways, you could take a vehicle like a motorcycle or something. You know, you and Sean on a motorcycle. If you don't come and try and pick me up, friends off.
Okay, first of all, neither of us know how to drive a motorcycle. Second of all, 3 people can't fit on a motorcycle.
A big enough one.
We get a sidecar.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I got a bucket. I mean, ideally you would ride either a motorcycle or a bike or like a Vespa or a scooter, but they have tons of those around here. You guys would just come, grab me. I have Hoon to deal with, so we'd have to get a sidecar.
Jesus Christ. She's just like, I gotta save the dog.
Anyways, yeah, they're still broken up. I haven't spoken with him in years. She's doing well and opened up her own massage therapy business. Yes, queen. Oh my god, you're on an island of zombies. What kind of zombies though? Zombie apocalypse plan? Hopefully I die fast. Are they World War Z zombies or Walking Dead zombies? Cold weather could slow or stop them. Hot weather will decompose them very quickly. Zombaroni. Zomboni.
Zombaroni.
I can't read anything. Australian, interchangeable.
Honestly, you read the chat really fast and there's multiple times that you're like, I'm just reading this completely incorrectly and I just let you do it.
You know, I'm fine with it. It makes for funny content, so just allow me to fail. Yeah, so people talk about like, oh, you couldn't do it in winter. You couldn't like travel, because I would try and go back to Alberta, of course, because like what else am I gonna do? Mm-hmm. And I think like traveling in the winter would be the better choice. Here's what I would do.
Yeah, I would love to see zombies climb through the fucking snow.
You wanna know what I would do? I would go steal a horse from the fucking pony cops that live behind my house. There's a pony cop station in the mountain.
Sorry, the pony cops live by your house.
They do. The pony cops live by your house. Fuck. And it's not that a horse's fault that their bosses are narcs.
Are there...
It's SPVM, yeah.
Yeah, but there's like stables for the mounted police near you? Yeah, but that's actually very smart.
Yeah, you go get a horse, and they feed themselves by eating grass. You just have to be somewhere grass. They're relatively fast.
Yeah.
They're relatively low maintenance. They're pretty smart. I know how to ride a horse really well. I'm a horse girl. Let's go, girls. Yeah. Jump 10 feet, zombies. Yeah. Okay, listen, my plan's going to be the same either way, right? It's just going to be how intense is the plan, you know? Head east to Wyoming, then going to where he does, because he has lots of weapons and ammo. Yeah, I think that's where I would fail. But here's the other thing that I would do. I would go and I would break into the labs and I would steal as much of any kind of medicine as possible.
100%.
I'm talking syringes, bandages, all of the medical supplies that I could possibly carry. I would have a side saddle. I would be a traveling apothecary. And then if someone came and tried to rob me, because obviously they would try and do that, they would be like, give me all your shit. And I'd be like, good fucking luck using it without killing yourself, because you don't know how to dose this and I do, so you have to keep me alive, bitch. That's how it would happen. And then I would be promoted in the community.
And then you would become the leader who...
I don't want to be the leader.
Why is it that every zombie movie / show ends up just being humans are the worst part of the zombie apocalypse? It's always
because they are. We're a plague. We're a scourge upon this earth. Die quick train. I felt like I should chime in. Yeah, I'm glad that you chimed in. Thank you for your input. The most applicable name is join the chat. Yeah. I'd go to... Isn't a Zamboni one of those things that cleans the ice at hockey games? Zamboni. That's close. It's closer than Zombaroni or whatever I said.
A pepperoni zombie? Yes.
But then you're riding a walking buffet. Yeah, but would the horse turn into a zombie? I don't think so. And I think
are zombies trying to eat horses, or are they just eating humans?
I think they're after the human brain.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're after the human brain. And also, have you guys ever seen how badass horses are? You could kick the skull right off of a human's body, let alone a decomposing zombie's body. That thing doesn't stand a chance. Believe it or not, listen, we get off topic when we want.
All the time.
Yeah. A walking buffet. I'm a chef, so I'd be pretty safe in a community.
The real zombies are the friends we make along the way.
That's true.
Clever.
Yeah, okay, but like here's the thing. If you're a chef, how are you chefing around when you're like not in a kitchen? You know, you have limited supplies.
Yeah.
What's your things that you're gonna bring? Do you have a little butane torch, a little camp stove? Do you bring a cast iron skillet? That's pretty heavy. I don't.
Yeah, you like pull a Sam Gamgee and just whacking people with it.
That's
I always think about this. I'm like, I really should like work on my life skills. Like I've literally never even like punched anybody, so I should probably do that, learn how to forage, like things like that before, you know, the end of the world.
I can forage a little.
Yeah, I don't know very much about it at all.
This is why you should come get me.
Yeah, you know what? Clearly you have the skills that I need, so.
I think about this so much, you guys. Sometimes when I can't sleep at night, I'll just be like, let's revise the plan. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding at all.
Make plan A, plan B, plan C.
Yeah. Well, then, like, okay, so, because I presume I wouldn't have a map, because I don't own a map. I should get a map, and this is where I start to be like, okay, I need to do some Amazon shopping, and then I'm like, you're unhinged, Alicia. But anyways.
A map of what?
Canada. And America.
Okay.
Just like a book of maps, you know? Because we're not going to have Google Maps, and your girl has no sense of direction.
So, that's what I'm useful for. I'll be your sense of direction.
Well, or you follow the railroad tracks.
Well,
you skirt the railroad tracks.
I was going to say, you could just follow the T-can.
Where do you not know about raiders and other possible plunderers?
Get off the road, get off the road, get off the road.
And you're doing this in your car? In your Honda CR-V? No.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's you wouldn't want to go on like the mainest of main roads. Even the railroad, I think you would be risking a lot of exposure. Ideally, you would want to go where no one is, but then you would have to have really good orienteering, which I do not. Depends on what type of zombies in The Walking Dead. They just want flesh. Do you know how to skin an animal? Yeah. Yeah, I know how to hunt fish and gather. Okay, so Risto Rock will meet you in, like, come up Wyoming, go up to Montana, meet us in Calgary. We'll see you there. Mm-hmm. I did wilderness survival training and go through about every 5 years in case I get lost in the woods.
That's little Boy Scout.
Oh, nice. I hear the mosquitoes in Canada are pretty aggressive.
They are, actually.
Wait until you meet zombie mosquitoes. Yeah, I don't know.
So they don't just suck your blood, they do what?
I don't know, they suck your brains. They have a better tube that goes in and like...
I have this hilarious photo of Sean where it wasn't even actually mosquitoes, it was like black fly season. And we were at my grandparents' farm. He cut all of this tall grass, and this man like was itching for like 2 weeks, and I literally was like, stop itching. I covered him all in the little tiny band-aids, and it was like head to toe,
like the polka dot
just band-aids. Yeah,
that's funny. I lived in South Florida for many years. The mosquitoes in the Everglades are the stuff of nightmares. Yeah, that sounds rough.
Any area that's like swampy.
Not for me. They're really bad at my grandparents' place.
Well, it's anywhere that used to be glacier, right? Because it's all like...
Or just standing water.
Yeah.
If there's standing water anywhere, that's where they breed, right? But yeah, no, I think I don't think I could survive the zombie apocalypse. I have a plan that I would try. But I think I would probably get kidnapped and
I think I could survive like... maybe 6 months to a year. After that, I don't make any bets. Put any bets on that.
Realistically, you just stay in and let everybody clean themselves out for as long as possible, and then you go, and then that's when you have to deal with like raiders and stuff like that, right? But Hoon would be my weakness. I would have to, you know, people would be like, "We're gonna eat her," and I would be like, "No, you will not. I will kill you." But can you imagine her carrying a little doggy backpack?
Of all your supplies?
That's my dream. That's easy to say, but when it comes to things like water and food. So I've thought about this. You get a life straw, first of all.
Tea, yeah.
And also you can distill and capture water and stuff like that if you have like any sort of like a boiler system, right? So all you would need is just like a simple piece of tubing, which we have at the lab. And, I mean, you wouldn't want to carry around glass beakers and stuff like that, but really all you'd have to do is just
get like
a simple water distillation system.
Invest in a reverse osmosis filter.
Yeah, honestly, just like, yeah, life straws last pretty well, and they're quite compact, and like they're not the most difficult to use, but finding water. If you can't find water, you can't clean the water.
Well, Canada is guaranteed you're gonna have fresh water everywhere, which is...
Yeah. You can have real main character energy and wake up in a hospital after the first few months of the zombie apocalypse. Oh my gosh, that's the best zombie movie ever, I think. 28 Days Later. I think it's really good.
Isn't that also what happened in The Walking Dead?
I stopped watching The Walking Dead like very soon after it came on because I thought it was fucking awful. Yeah, find a Glock. You gotta find a Glock. Yeah. See, I wouldn't be able to. That's weaponry would be my downfall. We'd need to.
Yeah, we probably need to get a gun.
That's why I would be like, guys, just don't kill me. I'm me smart.
Yeah. Also, everything I've learned from zombie stuff is like I need to be quiet. So bicycles, crossbows, those would be. Actually, I know somebody. He watches our stream sometimes. He actually hunts with a bow and arrow, like properly.
That's pretty impressive.
Isn't that crazy in this day and age?
Yeah, I mean, it's largely impractical, but I mean, we could get Jeff. He knows how to shoot an arrow. He would be...
That's true. At a target, though, not a moving one.
Better than I can.
True.
But I know, I've shot a gun before one time.
Yeah, same. A shotgun once.
Yeah. It was scary. Joe Rogan. No. We roast him and eat him for dinner. Have you watched or played The Last of Us? I've watched it. It's so good. I've never played it. I actually started playing it when it very first came out, and I was like, this is hard, because I don't like anything but RBGs. So. Yeah. Okey's gotta have my appointment. I'll be back if you're still alive. Then, till then I shall lurk. All right. Enjoy your apartment. Thanks for lurking. I don't think people will be keeping us around for smarts with the shared brain salt in all. No, but that's the thing. If you're smart enough, you can convince stupid people to do a lot of things, right?
But that's the thing. You also need others. Like, this is the thing. There's you have the survival skills. You're out in the woods or whatever the fuck. But then there's also, like, building the commune skills. So the ability to organize and to clean and to be a leader. These are things, these are essential skills. Still.
That's true. You just have to survive to get to that point. That's really the thing.
An investment in democracy, these types of things.
I play a lot of DayZ. People are the real danger. Maybe for wit and movie references. Yeah. You guys, we'll keep you around for morale. Morale is important too, right? Mental health. We're all woke to that now. If there was an apocalypse now, I'd be like, listen, I need to set a boundary with you, sir. My brains are my business. My body, my brains, or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, so dreams, hey? Anybody be having any zany dreams?
I can't hunt, but I can quote Aragorn any day.
I'd keep you around. Yeah, see, this is like some bard skills, though, you know?
Yeah.
I like that. And my axe.
That's Gimli, Sean. Oh my god.
I don't know.
You don't know. It's okay.
I don't know. I've seen them. I know kind of who you're talking about. I know Legolas. He's cool. He was in your dream.
Yeah, he was in my dream. It was me in my dream.
Yeah. So, okay, guys.
How does Discord work?
How does Discord work?
Yeah, I don't know things.
Why do you need to go on Discord? Do you have a chat? So, okay, we talked about the theories of dreaming. And obviously we know that there's REM sleep and non-REM sleep, and I don't want to make this like a sleep thing because we actually do want to have our sleep specialist colleague on as a guest at some point. But without getting into too much detail, REM sleep is usually when you have your most dreams, and REM stands for rapid eye movement. Most people kind of know that. But it's also when a whole bunch of the neurotransmitters that are suppressed when you're in slow wave sleep are then reactivated, basically. So you're kind of as close as you can be to awake without actually being awake. You guys rock. I'm glad to meet you all. We're glad to have you. Thank you. Yeah, you rock. Thank you for chatting and interacting and stuff like that. We like new perspectives, new peeps. Mm-hmm. You know, your
zombie knowledge is crucial for this conversation. Yeah, so
exactly. I have a question about dreams. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. I think cats can dream. There was a study where they basically took out the motor inhibition, like the part of the brain that's basic. What happened to you?
Sorry, there was no. It was just ice. It was liquid. Oh. Yeah.
You cringed when it was diluted, not super strong alcohol. That's the opposite of what most people do.
It just tasted like, it was really gross. It was gross. Anyways.
When I used to smoke a lot of weed, I quit and started having really messed up dreams. I'm guessing it's because the neuromodulators that act in your brain, particularly like CB1 receptors, CB2 receptors, CB2 in the brain, CB1 in periphery, I can't remember. One of your cannabinoid receptors in your brain would be used to being constantly agonized, we would say, or activated. And then once you take that away, there's probably a whole bunch of inhibition that comes from that because the cannabinoids are generally an inhibitory modulator sort of system. So basically, if you take your foot off the brakes, things are going to go, right? That would be my best guess, but honestly, did not do much research about that and can only really comment based on what I know about cannabinoids and what I know about dreams and stuff like that. Weird enough to wake me up in a bad way. What kind of messed up are we talking here? Like, if you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there's so many different chemical processes that people say affect your dreams, right? So people talk about taking new medication affects the type of dreams that you're gonna have. People say, like going through different diets, eating too or late before bed, like things
certain
like that.
Specific foods too.
Exactly.
People talk about cheese dreams.
So if you're changing your typical, like your body's maybe going through like a withdrawal period or something like that, that absolutely could affect your sleep quality into dream content.
Yeah, even like sleep depth. Even if there was just something that only affected your sleep depth, which just wouldn't be realistic, because like just consider the fact that anything that you ingest orally doesn't just go to one part of your brain. Or if you're inhaling, most of that stuff, as long as it's big or small enough to cross through the blood-brain barrier, it's gonna get to everywhere. You can't decide where in the brain or in the body it goes. If it's in your body, she's going everywhere, right? So, yeah, it would inhibit, potentially, if it's an inhibitory thing, or exacerbate. I don't remember much, thankfully, but it wasn't anything good. Yeah, melatonin, interestingly enough.
Go slow.
Go slow.
What is this?
It's a gin tonic.
Oh, thank you.
Party. I quit cigarettes a while back too, and my dreams were super bizarre. Apparently, nicotine patches cause you to have crazy dreams, which makes sense when we talk about like nicotinic acetylcholine receptors are used to being agonized by nicotine, right? So if you take that and you give it in like a bolus dose, like a nicotine patch or gum or whatever, your body's gonna go like bonkers, basically, which is why people get like dizzy and ill and stuff like that when they use those things. Anyways, now I stay asleep for a couple hours at a time. I stay in bed for 8 hours, but only sleep for maybe 4 hours altogether. That's brutal. Oh yeah, and congrats on quitting. Good point. Okay, DK. It's,
Yeah, actually, we took a class together last semester, and a psychiatrist came to talk about treatments for chronic pain, and me being my young, naive self, where I'm like, everyone, in my generation believes that, like, weed is, like, this miracle cure. And not knowing that there is actually quite a bit of research that shows that, or not quite a bit, but a decent amount of research that shows that weed has neurotoxin properties. So, after the age of 26, where your brain plasticity goes like way down, it actually can like trigger neurodegeneration. And then 2, there is some evidence for chronic use leading to like paranoid schizophrenic behaviors. And we're talking chronic, we're talking over the course of like years, like almost daily use. That you know, it is actually going to affect your brain chemistry in a way. And so, sorry, the other thing that he said is that he does not recommend it as a sleep aid because of the way that it affects your sleep cycle. So, for instance, he says you're not getting quality REM sleep. So it's possible that your body is then compensating if you stop using marijuana chronically. Your body is like catching up on a lot of REM sleep possibly, and then because of that you're having like really intense dreams.
Yeah. Well, and like there is such thing as like, again, we don't want to get too much into the sleep science of it, but there's such thing as sleep debt and stuff like that that's like scientifically supported by pretty much every sleep scientist out there as far as I am aware. And so yeah, it makes sense that you would be catching up. And also your body is constantly trying to stay in balance. It's trying to achieve homeostasis, right? Bodily stasis, stay the same, right? Which is why it's hard to get out of a realm of tolerance when you're trying to adjust weight, if you're trying to do that, or you're trying to adjust your sleep. Even if it's to something that would be healthier for you, your body wants to stay in a predictable pattern. It's really hard to like change things, especially when you do a cold turkey quit kind of thing. Like your body is going to be like, what do we do? And like immediately try and down regulate things or up regulate things to try and compensate for that like vast change, right? But I can tell you firsthand that the weed and alcohol don't get rid of lower back pain. It only makes you not care for a little while. Well, and that's an important thing about pain is like the cognitive or the emotional component of it is what some people theorize or claim is where the suffering component of pain comes in, which is why they're like, oh yeah, the pain's still there, I just don't care about it. So yeah, that's T, you hit the nail on the head. Personally, the thing that helped my sleep most was regular exercise. Yeah. That tracks. Yeah, it doesn't help me like insanely lots. I'm pretty regular exerciser, and like more so now than ever before. And my sleep hasn't really changed, but I also am just broken in a lot of ways. So
I was gonna say I'm definitely more tired. I think the physical drowsiness adds to the mental drowsiness on like days where I exercise. But the thing that is making me sleep like a baby lately is these SNRIs that I started. I am, regular sleep cycle, in bed by 10:30, tired, ready to go. Like, it's great. It's amazing.
Not drinking has been one that's helped me a lot, but I think it's just because then I actually am sleeping at times that I would normally be just awake. End up using my body aggressively by binge drinking. So, not doing that. That'll, I've
hit that age where my sleep quality has like started going down when I have too much to drink, where you like wake up and you're like just fucking sweaty, and then you have to get up in the middle of the night and like take like a horrible shit. Like it's so bad. And actually I was talking to one of my friends who is like 21 and I was describing, I was like, oh yeah, like I had like, gurgly tummy because I like drank too much. And then I was like, you know what I'm talking about? And then I was like, actually, you don't know what I'm talking about because you're 21 and this doesn't happen to you. I forgot that. I forgot what it's like to be like that.
Yeah. I definitely don't want to drink that insanely anymore. Like I can't remember. Well, I can remember the exact last time, and I had the worst hangover of my entire life, and that's why I'm on a drinking hiatus, but I'm trying to take steps to improve. Oh, wait, sorry to hear that. Where am I? Holy cow. We're behind. I herniated 3 discs in my lumbar when I was about 28. More than 20 years later, I'm still in pain every day. No way. We're pain researchers. I guess we probably, being new here, didn't know that, but yeah, we research pain. That sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. We actually get a lot of people in the chat who've had similar experiences. Yeah, so you're in good company. Yeah, you're in a safe space here. Trying to take steps to improve. How is your back now? Have you seen specialists for us? I'll plug this now and towards the end of stream, but Discord. Only surgery will change it. There's a 50-50 chance it could get worse if we put me in a wheelchair, so I opted out. I mean, so one of the things that we've learned throughout, because we're both like PhD students working in one of like the foremost pain research facilities in the world.
Yeah.
I would say. You can actually look it up. It's Alan Edwards Center for Research on Pain at McGill University. But they talk a lot about, you know, when you can't address the physical parts of pain, addressing, you know, the catastrophizing. So, you know, thinking about how it's going to ruin the rest of your life. Like, nothing's ever going to be the same, regardless of whether that's kind of like canonically true or not. Kind of adjusting like the cognition there, and also like not ruminating on it. It's similar in a lot of ways to like tinnitus. You know, people will say like they have, like I have tinnitus all the time a little bit, but it's really bad when I'm paying attention to it. You know what I mean? And where you put your attention, it's like actually proven to be related to reported pain intensities and stuff like that. So, I mean, without trying to give you unsolicited advice, it's one of those things where, yeah, it might be inescapable, like a lot of, you know, phenomena are, and so many people deal with chronic pain, but there still are ways that will actually scientifically proven change your pain experience without having to do something physically.
Yeah, people say that lifestyle changes are the biggest things that help them. So like a combination of like cognitive behavioral therapy and an exercise regimen that's feasible for them are usually like the biggest effectors, plus like a combination of certain medications usually as well.
Well, and feeling autonomy, I think like lots of people, because it's really hard to get the actual treatment that you fucking need, especially in the States. I do not envy about anyone that lives in the States, but even in general, it's hard to get the therapy that you need. So like people are trying to pivot towards this like self-directed sort of management that you do without getting formal kind of treatment, and you just kind of like use these techniques that are, you know, there's apps and stuff like that that people are piloting, testing on and stuff like that in patient populations, and it seems to be working. So I mean, there is some hope there.
Eisenboni was just talking about the fact that he actually got prescribed a fuck ton of Oxycontin at first. I guess, that 20 years ago, that would be the recommendation. I'm
so sorry.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, so in Canada, we're part of something called the Canadian Pain Society. But the American version of us, when I first started my PhD, so in 2018... they actually said that they were shutting down and they went bankrupt because they were part of this, like, they, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, promoted the use of opioids for treating pain. And, you know, they were, like, roped into these lawsuits about, like, Oxycontin and you know, the opioid crisis. And they
ruined them.
They literally, like, got destroyed. And now they had to build themselves up under a different name. But,
yeah, well, and Oxy is so strong. Like, it's not just like... You know, it's not just like a little morphine, which is already strong.
Yeah. Or it's not just like a little, like, hydrocodone or whatever you get prescribed for, like, a post-surgery either.
Turn my brain into peanut butter. Do you think tinnitus came from my back pain? Potentially, yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people who get relief, or, well, like, myself included, if I, like, crick my back wrong... I'll immediately get ringing in one of my ears, or sometimes I'll have really bad ringing, and then I'll kind of like do a little like ner, 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 and then I'll hear like, I will hear the, and then it will go away, right? So it's completely possible, especially head trauma. If you hit your head or like had some sort of accident that like affects your, you know, central nervous system, it's not uncommon. Like, I think that's where my tinnitus came from, is when I got my concussion. But,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Tinnitus is super common. Like, insanely common. You guys could do a paper on... We could do a paper. Actually, we talked about this last time. If you have tinnitus... We didn't talk about this last time. I talked about this on my Solo Friday stream. This is a trick that someone, I think it was like an osteopath or something like that, some sort of like vaguely paramedicine person taught me. If you cover your ears like entirely with your hands and put your fingers on the back of your head and like drum on the back of your head, and you'll hear in your ears you'll know what I mean when you do it. And it fixes it, or at least makes it way less bad than it is.
Yeah. That's really crazy.
It works insanely well. Actually, earlier today, one of my ears started ringing, and I was just like, why? And then I did it, and it instantly fixed it. Yeah, the tappy thing. It gives me very short-term relief, though. It's true. It's not perfect, but it's better than just sitting there and hating your tinnitus. At least you can do something. Morphine doesn't work well on me for some reason. Demerol works well, but I only use that once before emergency surgery. I have to remind myself what Demerol is. That's a trade name, not a... Pethidine.
Opioid with no approved use in the management of addictive disorders.
Synthetic opiate. Interesting.
Oh, so it sounds like some people are using it as like a methadone substitute, but not necessarily.
It's a long-acting, probably, then, if that's the case. Oh, it's a hydrochloric. Okay. So it could be for a couple of reasons. You have a whole bunch of different types of opioid receptors in your brain, namely mu, kappa, and delta. And then you have endogenous opioids called enkephalins and endorphins. Lots of people have heard of endorphins. So it could possibly be that it has indirect effects, though most of the opioids that we're familiar with act on the mu receptor, so it's probably primarily acting there. But the reason, and Jeff didn't talk about this in class, but one of the potential reasons that everyone's like, oh, all the opioid things act on mu, it's all mu, there's so much data to support it, is because it is self-selecting. People are only studying that. Like so if we poured as much energy and stuff like that into delta and kappa receptors, we would probably have a lot better characterization of what's going on there. But because mu is so strongly active, that's what they're giving the attention to, right? Which is why it's the same thing.
Spotlight effect.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. I've looked all over for a tinnitus fix. Mine is my auditory cortex in my brain, not in my ears at all. Oh, thank you for the follow.
I'm turning this off.
Welcome to the sewer.
I don't know if this is on or off.
I don't know how to work it, but yeah, so here's the thing, the tinnitus, depending on what it's from, like if it's an actual like physiological thing or if it's like a neurological thing, I think very much determines whether or not the tappy thing works. But it does work. And for me, it keeps a sustained difference. So, but yeah, that might be why the morphine doesn't work on you, but the Demerol worked. Just chemical structure and like affinity, magnetism to the receptor, like how strongly it sticks in the receptor. I'm going to do a whole opioids episode on, I think, one of my Friday streams, because we talked about that on Friday and people were like into that.
There's a lot to go through.
Well, because I was going to do an addiction episode because I think it was 35 going on 65 who's a frequent joiner of the crew here, but I don't think is here right now. I said that they would like one on addiction. I was just like, that is my bread and butter. But then I was like, that's so much to talk about. So I could either do it really surface level on addiction, or I could do like stimulants, opioids, psychedelics, cannabinoid adjacent things and dissociatives and, whatever.
Yeah, being able to talk about opioids and then do an entirely other depressant episode and then stimulants. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I could just do kind of like a whole pharmacology series. I just wouldn't want to go and just do pharmacology, right? So I think I might just, I don't know. God knows I'm going to need content for the rest of time, hopefully. Hey. That's all fascinating. Thank you for your input. No problemo. We were talking about dreams. What about dreams? We got off topic. Rabbit hole. I was talking about the cat's dreaming thing. Did I finish that?
No, I don't think
dream. So there's a part of your brain that usually is active and inhibits muscle activity so that you don't waste energy flailing about. And I'm sure we've all seen dogs or, animals chasing things in their sleep. But they basically, I think chemically ablated or even maybe physically ablated this part in the cat that inhibits the muscle thing. And then like it full blown was like just acting out
Running
and asleep.
around.
Yeah. Well, not like up and running around, but like way more active than just like a little like
Yeah, the little
kind of thing, like going bananas. But my dream is to retire early and be financially secure.
Yes, okay, DK. Vibes.
Topics are only general guidelines meant to be broken around these parts. That is true Muse Clues. The OG, he knows.
Welcome back, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, Muse Clues was like literally the first person to ever watch me stream, and
That's
I did not
amazing.
have a topic. I was just sitting there.
You were, back in the days of us just talking about our lives.
Well, even before that, this was the one that I did before my candidacy when I was just like, fuck it, I'll give her a go. So it was just me sitting there and
looking pretty.
Talking smack about science, I guess. Anyways, I love watching my cat sleep. He's so cute. What does your cat look like? I want to hear about everybody's pets. That's my dream, is to have a ranch full of animals and somehow still do science. Back in the PB gang days.
PB gang. PB gang?
Pew pew, PB gang. Yeah, okay, DK. Even though you're a long time hang out with us, I don't know what I'm saying. With my mouth doesn't.
Long time hanger-outer.
Yeah, long time hanger-outer. So I think, who was it? One of the OG peeps, other than Muse Clues, was we were talking about how just anything that says pee-pee makes me laugh because I'm a child. And we were talking about different like ridiculous town names, and there's apparently a place called Pee-pee in Ohio, and it just really kind of caught on in the moment in the chat, and we were like, all right, is that what we're gonna call the people that subscribe to Neuroscience, the Pee-pee gang? So yeah, that was kind of where it came from. I think it was 35 going on 65. No, it was someone American, and 35 going on 65 is Canadian. So I don't think it was him, but he was definitely there. He's a fluffy Siamese with big blue eyes and a lion's mane.
Eyes on Boney. Join the Discord and then
drop
send
the picture of the
a photo of your cat to the Discord. We want to see.
We welcome all pet pictures. This is not exclusive to Eyes on Boney. This is everybody. I want pet pics. I want that Discord flooded.
A guy rode his bike from Poo Poo to Pee Pee in Ohio. Is that factual, or is that you just made that up?
Pee-pee gang for life now. Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. I haven't on Fridays when I stream at home. You guys can see my dog. So new people tune in on Friday again, so you can see my dog. Because we're not at my house right now. We're at Layla's house. Oh yeah, this is Layla and I'm Neuralicia, by the way. For people
You're
that have been
an
here.
hour and 22 minutes in. Maybe we should start wearing name tags.
Hi, my name's
I know.
Neuralicia.
I feel like at every hour we should be like, oh yeah, and welcome back to Vulgar Science.
Well, so some of the other science people that I follow do like a mid-roll thing, and they choose when their ad break's going to be, and they do a bio break, and they run like a little like, hey, if you're new to the channel, it's me. And that sort of thing. But we would have to like actually record that, which like just we're not there yet, I guess, because I don't know when
get a grip. Could you put a poll up that asks how people prefer their ads? Because we've been playing around with the idea of just doing like a bio break mid-roll in like the middle of the stream and just breaking it into like two parts essentially, like an intermission essentially, or having it the way that it's currently set up, which is like what I read at the beginning, or is it throughout?
It's whatever the default
setting
on Twitch. So I think it goes like every 30 minutes or something. Anyways, I don't think it's like ridiculous. You could do it at the top of the hour, like Hassan. I don't know who Hassan is, but that sounds just fine to me. But also, how ads?
You know what's crazy is I actually don't know who Hassan is, but my sister, she said that she watches Hassan on Twitch today, and apparently that's the only thing she watches on Twitch. So this must be a big.
There's some metal. Oh.
That's not him. There's a different person. Oh, maybe it is. Oh shit.
Dear Diary. Hello. Okay.
I know this face. Share the screen.
It's like his little sex worker shirt.
What? Oh, yeah, okay.
That's nice. Does he support them?
Why? Yeah, he said he's a left-wing something or other.
Excuse me? Is this what this man looks like? That can't be legal.
Why do I know his face?
Because he looks like that? Well.
If you like good-looking socialist progressives, he's your guy.
That happens to be exactly what I like. And as I will remind you all, your girl is a painfully single. So, yeah. What's Hasmods? Wait, search YouTube for Twitter user bikes from Poo Poo Point to Pee Pee Creek, the story of Ruby Drummer. That sounds great. Hasanabi is this. What does he stream? Get this out of here. I can't look at that. I'm much too deprived of things. Listen, I had a sex stream about my fucking boss.
You shouldn't put that out there in public.
Yeah, you can't unsay what's been said, but it's not my fault. I can't control my unconscious. He can't keep getting away with it, man. It's what we spam in chat when girls thirst over him. I mean, oh dear.
Oh, he's from TYT. That makes sense.
What's that?
It was like a little it was like a leftist news program essentially. Okay.
Guys, I'm just going straight raw dog off of what these bad boys saw, and that was acceptable. So, I mean, lots of problematic people are hot, and lots of unproblematic people are hot, and there's a whole lot of in between. So, that's fine. He's not the hottest guy I've ever seen, but he's a good-looking man.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have a habit of being attracted to the problematic ones.
Let's dig into that.
Let's dig into
Your
sex dreams? Yeah.
He's polarizing. I think he's awesome. Mouse. A rat. My wife sure was.
Attracted to the problematic ones?
Zoinks. Yeah, you want to know what? We talked a little bit about why girls are attracted to bad boys. Many streams ago.
Yes.
I can't remember even
I don't
why.
remember what it was. It was like studying for a test, and then I threw all that information out the window after. But
It was something about neophobic and neophilic drives and something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I mean, do you guys ever dream about celebrities? I sometimes dream about celebrities, particularly like after I've gone to a concert or something. I'll have dreams about like being backstage and stuff like that.
yeah, I've had sex dreams about occasionally celebrities.
Which
when
ones?
I was really into One Direction, and I was like in high school when they were a big thing.
Which one?
Harry, of course, Harry, classic.
I used to be kind of problematic. Now I'm just old and cynical. At least you're self-aware, and I mean, we're all a little bit problematic and trying to continually be less problematic, right? Like, that's all we can do is be self-aware, acknowledge when we fuck up, and grow onward and upward. No one's perfect, right?
Yeah, I stand by the fact that if you don't look back on your actions or words approximately 5 to 10 years ago and cringe a little bit, you're not growing as a person, so...
Even less than 5-10 years ago, like, I want to, like, look... I don't know, I'd like to constantly be improving and stuff like that. Tons of regrets, hopefully making me a better person. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's not making you hate, like, have a lot of self-loathing, I think, like, that's the risk with regret, is, like, you know?
Agreed.
Pull up some of the shit that I looked up about sexy dreams. Because it's vulgar science, not science.
What do sex dreams mean? Like, because we can talk all day about the subliminal messages.
Emissions.
Yeah, subliminal messages of dreams. But what are actual nocturnal emissions? See, okay, wait. Is that actually the scientific term for a sex dream, or is that...
No, nocturnal emissions is a scientific term for a wet dream.
That's what I thought. Okay, that makes sense. That's what I would...
No,
I
a sex dream is just an erotic dream in science. Okay, hold on, I got, women typically report less physical aggression in their dreams and less sexual content than men. But more dreams with verbal aggression, so we be arguing. But we don't be brawling or fucking, I guess.
I have a fucking story for you.
Let's hear it.
Okay, me and my older sister, for a really long time, have had, like, issues. And to this day, we still butt heads a bit, but it's gotten a lot better. But, like,
Which one? Alia's older?
Alia's younger, so Aisha.
Right.
So we fought a lot. We were just, like, very, like, opposed, whatever. Anyways, so I, in my dreams, quite regularly fight to this day with Aisha still in my dreams. I go
like verbally
yes,
or
I'm
like you brawl?
Oh my god, Aisha, stop it. Like I literally, and Sean hears it and he tells me about it. On me and Sean's wedding night, I was asleep and instead of yelling at my sisters, I went, "Shut up, Sean."
Good omens. We love it.
After like half a bottle of red wine.
I get my best sleep when most of the blood in my brain goes south. Well, that's the way she goes, I think, for lots of dudes. There is ties to sleep quality after getting off, too.
Yeah, post-orgasmic naps are legitimately a thing. There is a lot of chemicals that produce, like, there's a lot of serotonin release after, like, orgasming and stuff.
Oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, all the good ones are out there, you know.
Yeah, you orgasm, and then it's, like, full-on nap time. Like, that is... Mm-hmm. I do it to go to sleep sometimes. I'm like, just
I think
for them.
lots of people do.
So great. Healthy for you in some ways.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna check some of these. It got progressively more unhinged as I continued I went down the research rabbit hole. Men report erotic dreams more often than women. That doesn't mean that they're having them more.
That's a reporting bias, 100%.
Yeah. I have, like, almost exclusively catastrophic nightmares, sex dreams, or no dreams. Like, that's it. It like, I don't just have, like, puppy dreams. It's
no
like...
wonder you have anxiety. Get a grip. Do you need something? The door just opened by itself.
Oh, it's probably the draft. Or it's ghosts. That'd be ghosts. A systematic exploration as to whether the frequency of erotic dreams is... Your car's extended warranty. He came to talk to us about our car's extended warranty. You can talk to me about my car's extended parking. Okay, so they research whether or not the frequency of erotic dreams is related to sexual behavior or sexual fantasy in waking life. And, here we go. Oh, stop this.
Sorry. I just want to comment on guest 2563's little comment that they made.
Cures your hysteria.
That orgasms cure your hysteria. We obviously have talked a lot about Freud's psychoanalytic theory, but... yeah, hysteria is a extremely gendered term that people use when you say somebody's hysterical. It almost always is referring to women because that is what they used to call women who literally weren't getting off and had no rights. And so that was the term that Freud used to describe their mental illness.
Oh, and then that's when they started making vibrators, and, like, you would go to the doctor and they would be like, at you with a Hitachi magic wand to treat you for your hysteria.
Sexual therapy.
I wonder what they would charge you in America to go to the doctor to do that nowadays.
It's actually quite regulated, being able to do. So I have a friend.
Oh, I was joking, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. I have a friend who does pelvic. It's like pelvic therapy. So
pelvic floor, yeah.
Yeah, pelvic floor therapy, exactly. And she's a physiotherapist. So. Yeah, pelvic floor therapy, he just yelled that. That was what we just said. And so, but she can't necessarily do that in every state. It's not necessarily, like, then you obviously, like, can't, like, touch them and help them in a lot of ways, right? So you have to, like, be, like, very careful about, like, what you do and, like, how you interact with the patient.
It's probably a fucking ethical minefield and, like, a litigation minefield. Like, you would want to ass cover left, right, and center more than you could even. Once I stop crying after I rub one out, I can usually go right to sleep. I mean, relatable content. Kidding, of course. I still can't sleep. even more relatable. I'm like, this should help. Nope, didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe do it again. I don't know. Of course, that's the luxury of being a woman, is that we can do it again. Man, being a woman in the early 1900s must have been wild. It's wild now, but yeah. There's a Def Leppard album called Hysteria.
It's still the early 1900s in certain parts of the United States, so.
Honestly, and some people be acting like it's still that way, but like, and then you call them on it and they're like, I was just kidding. Don't be so sensitive. And I'm like, I will actually castrate you. I'll make your outie an innie. I assume our politics makes that a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like the stupid thing is like, it's health. It's for your health. It's for part of your fucking organ body that makes babies and a whole bunch of other stuff. And probably the people that are the most against being able to do that are the people that are like, babies should be the best, most protected things.
It's
you know,
the same...
like I assume the crossover of the Venn diagram is substantial.
Oh, 100%, I'm sure. But at the same time, it's the same people who are like, protect unborn babies, but then don't care about the children once they're alive, so they don't, you know...
Fuck their pelvic floors.
Yeah, promote, you know, safe school environments, cough,
Right.
or, you know...
I live in Italy, so it's still the 1900s here. I Zamboni, I was just in Rome this past summer, and a little bit, in some ways. There's a lot of, what do you guys, like bravado, like machismo. I was told that.
That's
and
cultural, though.
I know a lot of Italian people, like expats that now live in Canada or America and are like their Italian identity. And I mean like expats, like we're born there, not like, oh, my family's Italian, I'm the Sopranos kind of thing. Not that doesn't count, but I am talking like very fresh immigration level. And they were like, oh, get ready for the machismo, like just walking around as like a woman, the experience will be very different. And it's like,
did you get catcalled a lot?
But it's different. It's not being catcalled here. It's like catcalling with like a nice-hearted intent and quite a bit of pursuance afterwards. Here you get catcalled, you just get catcalled. They like drive past you and they're just like, I'm gonna objectify you, goodbye. And you never see or hear from them again. There was a lot more to it. There was a beginning, middle, and end. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The audacity.
Hey, you did the head thing. My building is older than the U.S. Exactly. And I mean, like, there was a lot of amazing stuff. Don't get me wrong. I loved Italy, but I was ready. I was prepared because I had been warned about the machismo. And then I got there and I was like, there's so much more. But it was, I also got to benefit from it because they were like, Principessa, here, let me take in, like, I couldn't lift anything. Like, the only thing they let me still hold was my purse when they picked me up from the airport and brought me into the Airbnb. It wasn't an Airbnb, it was like an apartment hotel. But, and it was awesome. And they were all, like, really nice and, like, in a flirty way.
Yeah.
But also in a way that, like, they were fine if I said no, but they would reapproach several times. They were like, no? Oh, that's okay. But are you sure?
Are you sure?
And then, like, the next day I would be like, so, I want to open that back up again. And I was like, I admire your persistence, and thank you for the cappuccino.
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyways, Italy was cool.
Do you dream of being somebody in Italy? Living in Italy?
I don't know if I want to live in Italy. It's too fucking hot. I think I'm more of a Ireland, Germany, England,
I was going to say,
France.
you would acclimatize. You thought Montreal was hot when you first moved here.
I still think Montreal is hot, and it's too hot. I would like to live somewhere not this hot. Certainly not hot.
Montreal is too cold.
I do like Montreal now, though. I don't know. I've come around on it. I hate it sometimes. I love it other times.
Yeah, actually. It's usually when I'm driving that I hate it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's usually the...
I kind of hate everywhere when I'm driving, though.
That's valid. I'm always like, the drivers here are the
worst.
Like
a Sweet Home Alabama moment, or like a Take Me Home Country Roads. That's about the only time that I'm enjoying driving. Okay, so the findings indicate that the frequency of erotic dreams is related to the amount of time spent with sexual fantasies in waking life, but not to the amount of intercourse or masturbation. So if you'd be thinking about sex, you'd be dreaming about sex. Unsurprising.
Valid.
Men reported more erotic dreams than women, but this is not explained solely by a higher amount of time spent with sexual activities in waking life. Whether retrospective measurements are more valid for assessing... Now they start... Maud, can you send a Discord invite to iZomboni, please?
Bye, okay, DK.
Bye, okay, DK. Thank you for coming. And hey. Yeah. Lust, pornography, and erotic dreams. This study examines the prevalence of men's sexual behaviors, erotic dreams, and nocturnal emissions. Hey. And the continuity between diurnal and nocturnal sexuality. Diurnal just means daytime, and nocturnal means nighttime. So, 306 male adults. Pornography consumption and masturbation with ejaculation are almost universal habits for young men. Thank you for the background, authors.
Vibes.
I didn't highlight which parts of this one because I was doing it. The form of sexual acts that the sleepers dream about reflects the type and incidence of their porn use and sexual behaviors during wakefulness. So if you be looking up busty ladies, you're gonna be dreaming about busty ladies. Got it, I'm in. Okay, good. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm looking at...
I'm trying to find where it gets like particularly interesting. And the formation of dreams is neither random nor rational, but is egoistic in nature. Shut up. The most common sexual object that men dream about is not their girlfriend, but is their female classmate or acquaintance. Receiving sex pleasure by means of the penis being manually or orally stimulated is more likely to happen than giving parallel sexual pleasure. So y'all don't even be dreaming about giving us hard goodies.
Why would they? Do you dream about giving head, Alicia? Sexual dreams? Really? That's okay. Okay.
I should clarify. Not necessarily to men.
Oh,
only.
I see.
But
okay.
yeah, I dream about giving and receiving, I guess, would be like the more appropriate thing there. Frequently, I dream that I'm having, so I'll dream that I'm masturbating, and I'm like, huh.
That is actually...
It's like such an achievable dream.
I was going to say, that's actually quite sad. Is that... That's like dreaming about eating cereal. Like, it's just like, oh, like, let me just go to the kitchen. Like,
listen, I give myself a good time. I thought that it seemed like really egotistical. Like, I'm not gonna, like, even in my dreams, just like, good luck. You know, like, we're not even gonna dream about anybody else. Like, no one knows how to do it better than I do. Is this a shark that's laughing? Lilith Hobo, what up?
it's a cute little shark, yeah.
Very cute emote. Tell us if it's a shark or not. I gotta zoom in.
Yeah,
with my face.
Yeah.
I said that during one of my Friday streams. I was like, hold on, I gotta zoom in. And then I was like, by zoom in, I just mean get closer with my fucking face. That's cool. Why is it a shark? What's the shark story? Tell us the story of your emote. Yeah. So anyways, well, I mean, yeah, I guess just... This is also a study that was done in Chinese university specifically, so there could be some sociocultural context to this. And it was also parallel sexual pleasure, not just giving her jollies only. Could be 69, you know?
Oh, they said parallel. Okay.
They said parallel.
Okay. So, okay. What is parallel other than 69ing? Is that what?
don't know, just
Or the body's like, what do they mean by parallel?
You
the
can
body?
dry hump, you can touch each other with your hands, you can grind up on each other like you're at a high school dance.
Okay.
You can,
I was gonna say, is grinding parallel?
if it's two ladies, it is.
Okay.
They belong to Moo Hoodles, another science streamer on Twitch. She does space stuff. Hot tip. That's cool. Back-to-back action. I'm going to make sure that I'm always on the lookout for new science streamers to follow, because sometimes I'll be streaming and I won't have anybody to raid at the end of it. Yeah. Except for people that I've raided really recently. Like, I just raided Science on Friday. And like, it's not like they would care if I rated them again. Like, they're so nice, so it would be fine. But still, I'm like, I feel like this is such weird. Like, I don't have anybody else to raid.
It's like your one friend that you hang out with.
Yeah, exactly. I know so many cool ones you want in on the action. Yeah, hey, I mean, if you could, you can put them in our Discord, or, I mean, I guess you could drop them here. Jesus. Yeah, I do want in. I want in. This one was published in the Canadian Journal of Human Sexuality.
Okay.
About the gender, erotophilia, and social sexuality as predictors of the content, valence, and frequency of sex dreams. Sociosexuality is one's willingness to engage in sexual relations outside of a committed relationship. Erotophilia is a learned disposition to respond positively to sexual stimuli. Just to define the terms. Men scored higher on sociosexuality and sex dream valence than women, but there were no gender differences in erotophilia. I want to, like, contextualize this better. These are just words right now to me. Okay, so if they're having...
Bye, Zamboni.
Bye, Zamboni.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you. This is late in Italy, so...
Yeah, seriously.
Enjoy your sleep, hopefully, ? Come on back whenever. You're always welcome. So men scored higher on sociosexuality, which means willingness to engage in relations outside of committed relationships, and sex dream valence. So the valence being positive, valence means good. Like, a positive valence is good, negative valence is bad, like qualitatively kind of thing. Look at all those things.
Emojis?
Yeah. Is that a mitochondria?
Oh, yeah. She said Studio Cornix draws the stuff she sees in the microscope.
Cool. We have pet pictures in the Discord now, too. Ooh, that's exciting. We'll open that up in a sec. And if you... Oh, now they're talking about, like, the stats, which is boring. So the most common variable in people's most recent sex dreams was their current partner in their house or apartment, and the type of sexual behavior involved most common was kissing. Fucking PGS. Woof and meow. Studio Cornix is my secret Twitch crush. Okay, we should definitely look into that. Look at this.
Do you want to look up Studio Cornix first, or you want to look at the pets?
Pets. This is why I'm single, because I chose pets. My boy Choco. Oh,
baby. Oh my goodness.
I really like that. Look at these hats. My girls Melly and Perla.
Oh,
Perla passed away. Oh, rest in peace, Perla.
Oh, sweet.
That sucks. Poor Zamboni. Let's look up. Did we get more? Was it just
That's just those two.
Let's look up Studio Cornix. Lilith Hobo. Shelly. I want to see Shelly's face. How do I see Shelly's face? These are Shelly's art. Oh.
There she is.
Yeah, she ain't bad. She ain't bad at all. as someone that swings always, I feel like I can weigh in on this, and yeah, cool. Thank you for the rec. Yo, those are some nice drawings. Yeah, they are. Seriously. They're really cool. Cultivate good vibes. Don't be a jerk. Assume good intent. Don't spam. Zero tolerance for bigotry. Keep it PG-13. That's not our mandate.
We are R-rated.
Yeah, we're definitely R-rated. We should probably have one of those like warnings or whatever. Yeah, so that was that study, I guess. It's hard to like, all of these like qualitative ones are just like, you know, factor analyses and stuff like that, just like grouping variables that tell you kind of obvious things, like that people have sex dreams about their partners and in their houses, you know, like it's not exceptionally surprising to me. Relation to the following waking day characteristics.
People masturbate in front of the mirror. That's actually...
I mean...
That's what?
Autoerotic?
Autoerotic. Not asphyxiation. Autoerotic behavior?
I don't know. I don't see an issue with it, really. You know?
I don't see... Like, obviously I don't see an issue with it, but it's an interesting phenomenon. You have to be extremely comfortable with your own body to do that, I think.
I guess, like, for a lot of dudes, they want to see the finish, you know? So if you're doing, like, that's like a big, important part for lots. When we were preparing for the fetish episode, I did a lot of listening to that podcast of, I can't remember the guy's name for the life of me right now. But there's this like sex psychologist researcher in the States, and they were talking about like straight up like money shot. Like, why is that a thing? Why is like, I can't remember what they called it. There was like a way that they scientificized cum shot, basically. But it was like, fuck, I can't remember what it's called, and I'll find it right now. But basically, there's like reasons for it, according to them. I can't remember what they were, but like they've researched it, and for a lot of, especially people with penises, seeing the finishing is important for their ability to finish. So like seeing it in porn or seeing it IRL like enhances the pleasure levels kind of thing, and the intensity of the orgasm is what I can remember at this point. I mean, this is like vaguely off topic, but
Dougylicious just showed up and he said cum science.
Honestly, Dougylicious, you would probably like this podcast, like just in general. Not you specifically. I mean, it's because I know him. For people that don't know, I know this person. Like, we both know him. He's a good friend of ours. So I'm not... It just sounded weird to be like, you'd like this. Why can't I find it?
I'm trying to think of, like, what it would be. It'd be, like, ejaculatory visual stimulation or something like that.
Oh, okay. What is visual? I want to go to, like, the episodes that I've saved. How do I go to that? Download it?
Did you download them or did you save them? Be in your likes. No?
I saved so many of them because all of them sound so interesting. Like uncommon sexual fantasies, tentacles, monsters. They have a whole episode about that. That sounds amazing.
Tentacles and monsters.
The rise of cuckolding, No Nut November, and the science of masturbation. Where do sexual fetishes come from? All of this, but why can't I find the one on cum shots? Oh, facials. Here we go. Performative sex. That's what it is. And the psychology of facials. They did a whole episode on facials. So, cool. I do like ticks, so like, yeah. That's fair. Freckled Science does chemistry, cool. He heard penises and appeared like a genie out of nowhere. Why does it smell like garlic bread? Or is his husband making food?
He's making dinner, yeah. It's salmon. Miso and garlic salmon.
Smells delicious. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember why we even started. Oh, because some people jerk off in a mirror, and that's fine for them, and I guess, like, yeah. part of it. It's performative.
People have sex in mirrors too. Like
people love that. That's like
a thing.
That's like you get to star in your own porn.
There's
no issues with that for me. Yeah.
I feel like people videotape it and then they regret it though sometimes. Because you aren't getting the angles that you want, and also you're looking at your body, you're like, why is it so hairy? And then why does it not look like a porn star?
Yeah. I can't comment. I can comment.
I was going to say, I'm quoting a comedian, so I can't.
Oh, what comedian?
I don't know the name.
Oh.
Just a clip that I saw.
I definitely have like dabbled in that with former partners, and I mean the only thing that I found like kind of worked was like a non-parallel act, if one would say. I see. Like when someone's just kicking back and enjoying the other person is doing the work, really. Mm-hmm. Because then there's less body meshing around and then less of that, Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Degree of voyeurism.
Or like wanting to watch. Maybe they like the way their face looks when they're orgasming. I highly doubt it. Who does?
I was gonna say, who likes the way their face looks when they orgasm?
I can't say that I know what my face really looks like.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at it.
Well, and like even if I did have like an opportunity where there were mirrors or whatever to look at it, like that's not the interesting content for me in those situations. Mm-hmm. Like no one's tuning in and like being like, well, maybe some people are.
A lot of people orgasm with their eyes closed too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe they like the way. Maybe you should flick in front of the mirror for science. Who says I haven't? Not the flicking.
The flicking.
The flicking.
The flicking of the bean.
I mean, like, at our age, there's probably very few, we're liberated women. There's just, don't flick it. Don't tell me what to do.
I know. I, actually suck at never have I ever these days.
Diddle the skittle.
Diddle the skittle.
I love that.
Vibes.
Diddle the skittle. Flick it. Flick your bick,
I don't know, there's so many expressions for men masturbating and so few for women. Because it's like choking the chicken, like there's just like 1,000 for guys. But for women, it's literally like, there's like 3.
Beat one's meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, what other ones are there? I don't know.
Stroke the something. Stroke it.
Punching the clown.
Punching the clown.
Punching the clown? That sounds awful.
It just came from him, he apparently.
Maud says punching the clown. Well, I heard one about, like a girl one recently that made me laugh really hard, and I can't remember for the fucking life of me what it is. Damn. When we get more derogatory ones, like what? Tell us more.
Tell us more, Lilith.
Yeah. I can't remember which direction I'm scrolling, and now I'm like...
You're looking at all these dream articles?
I know, and I'm being a boomer and also like trying to knock into my thing here. The storytelling method of dream interpretation is useful for linking the interpretation of sex dreams to relevant issues in romantic daily relationships, according to this study. That sounds like bullshit.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think is interesting, and that I think Freud had a point, is that I feel like it's very uncommon for people to have sex dreams about a partner that they're with. I feel like they have sex dreams about things that they desire. Ultimately, partners that they're not with, or former partners, or people that, you know what I mean? I think it's rare to have a sex dream about, like, the person that you sleep next to every night. Or is it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's...
Yeah, because you get it. Like, there's no problems to solve. There's no rehearsal to do because you do, like, you don't have to dress rehearse it because you perform it, you know? Like, I guess. Which, like, that does speak to that as, like, being potentially not a, like, repressed desire, but also, like, I certainly don't have any desire to have sex with a lot of the people that have been in my, erotic dreams. Like, the vast majority of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
And also, sometimes, like, it'll be, like, weird things, like, it'll be, like, I don't know, I can't think of any examples right now.
Have you ever had the classic dream of where
Ooh.
what is this? This is
White Russian.
Ooh.
it has chocolate syrup in it.
Yum. That makes me think about breaking my alcohol. No alcohol. Entering the stench trench. I hate that. Wizard sleeve. Not mad at that. Riding the tuna train to Tuna Town. Taco train to Tuna Town. Sure. Okay. I'm fine.
This also assumes this is how you know that men came up with these fucking phrases, because it assumes that women are putting their hands inside their vagina while they're masturbating, which is actually, I feel like, maybe not super uncommon, maybe, but like probably not the most common way of masturbating.
Clitoral orgasms are like a primary
way more
thing.
primary.
Like far fewer women get pleasure from penetration than they do
and are actively pleasuring themselves that way as well.
I mean, they sell a lot of dildos in the world. I'd say it's an aspect of it, but usually it's a combinatorial thing, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, guys like to see the go in out. That's a very important part of it for a lot of dudes, apparently. I don't know. But yeah, I know. I dated a girl once that told me that she got off to gay porn, male gay porn.
That's an interesting, like regularly or once? Okay.
That was her favorite.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how to unpack that. I have no idea. 3 a.m. anxiety. Imagine being allergic to latex and rubber. Couldn't imagine. Okay, I was brushing my teeth and almost choked to death when I heard dreaming about masturbating is like dreaming of eating cereal at breakfast. Also, hello. Yeah, I mean, sorry about almost choking. I like cereal, and I like my dreams, except for when they're nightmares, and that's not one of them. I don't know. Just frequently, I will like be in a situation where like it's not okay to get off, and I'll be like, I gotta though. You know, like I'll be at a conference or something.
So you're just masturbating at a conference in your dream?
Sometimes it's happened, or like I don't know, just like anywhere. Like I'll be like in the grocery store and I'll be like, oh shit, gotta figure something out, and then I'll like go to my car or something in that. Like, you know, it's never super far fetched. Like I'm not ever just like gonna, you know, lay down in the grocery aisle in my dreams. Like it's always a vaguely high stakes, but realistic. If that were to happen, that's probably how things would happen. Hasha, she really likes science. I mean, I've had sex dreams about having sex in the lab a lot.
You know, that's not something I've ever thought about or wanted to do.
It's gross. Labs are gross. Mm-hmm. I don't want that.
Super disgusting. Actually, one of our friends told us that they had sex in the mouse vivarium, or maybe rat vivarium,
colony
which
room.
Those rooms smell so bad, and they're like disgusting, and sometimes they have like little like pieces of like poop on the floor, and I'm like, that is horrifying. Like, never letting them live that down.
We didn't drop any names, get a grip, so we're not blasting anybody.
Also, you gave the gender, I didn't. Yeah, I'm like, it's all hard surfaces and glassware. Why do you want to have sex in a lab?
Okay, listen, like, a lab, if it were, like, actually maintained and kept very clean and there was no animals allowed in that part of the lab, I could see that. So,
like, our wet lab?
Like, it's like having, like, a naughty office sex, but, like, we work in a lab. Okay. You know what I mean? So I could see where people would get there. And I can see where she got there.
Put the lab coat on, and I'll be like, oh, you know, both of us wearing them. But other than that, that's the only thing I can.
Both of us wearing them?
Both me and my partner are wearing them, bro. I can't with you.
My excuse was we were both horny and he had to give a class after, and I also had to run for other classes.
Wow. Okay.
I know someone that has been in places in a lab that aren't the wet lab part of it, like the social parts of the labs, and have enjoyed some mutual enjoyment with another person in that space. And it was lovely for them.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. Anyone that knows me knows that I have this friend.
Oh my god.
I just eat ass on the first date so that we can move on to more insatiable stuff than just speaking for a friend, hey? On a first date? Who you be talking people into ass eating on a first date? That's a lot. I don't even smooch on a first date anymore.
What? Really?
Not with the last one. Or with the one, well, okay, so the one that I was dating in this fall/early winter, we kind of had like a daytime date separated for several hours so I could feed Hoon and walk her and stuff like that, and then had an evening date and we kissed on that date. So, but I kind of counted that as like the second date to me.
Okay.
And then the most recent one,
a multi-date
third date smooch. Third date smooch.
Interesting.
We were at his house. We like touched legs a little bit. It was actually quite pleasant. I don't know. Anticipation is so undersold. This is a How I Met Your Mother reference, and it's not even the best show. It's actually kind of a terrible show, but the drum roll is the best part in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So, I kind of poked my back with a universal support and almost got a scar from it, so I do not recommend. Yeah. Best pickup line, are you polyamorous? Asking for friends. Gotta up your game, stop smooching lips, start smooching cheeks.
Smooching cheeks.
Currently I'm smooching jack shit, so...
So you're eating ass?
No, I'm eating nothing. I'm eating cookies and crying and going...
And then masturbating after and then going to sleep.
Oh, well, no, the joke is not going to sleep.
Yeah, true.
Laying there with insomnia. Anticipation is one of the reasons why I kind of hate dating. It also might be the anxiety. We will never be living up to their name. Anxiety.
Yeah.
Love that. No, that's the best part. I don't know. I kind of like, because I'm coming to the end of my hiatus, I'm starting to like be like, I kind of miss dating. But simultaneously, I'm also like, should I wait until the end of my PhD to break my dating thing? Because I just don't want to deal with it.
I don't think you should. I think you should not go back on the apps. I think you should just let things come naturally if they
From
happen.
where? Who? Don't say that one. No.
You meet people organically.
Who? When was the last time I met someone new?
You hang out with more people at random than I do, and like, you have lots of friends of friends.
Yeah, none of them are dateable though. Things don't happen naturally anymore. I haven't been on apps in forever. Okay, honestly, the only person that was like turbo attractive to me that I have met recently was the one from the app, and I had met him on the apps a year previously, and it took us that long to actually like connect. Says the person who doesn't leave his house. Such simpler times. I have one installed, but it's not even set up. I'm not like anti-app. It's mainly like, okay, I go to work, I walk my dog, maybe I'll meet someone in the forest, or like randomly when I go, when I first moved here and I was running at Mount Royal, I ran past this man and we made some eye contact and we both did a little shoulder check. Mm-hmm. Never saw him again. But, yeah, made me want to go running more, which I did to try and see this man because she was thirsty. But, yeah, no, and then, like, maybe at an art thing, and, like, I used to go, like, to bars, but I don't want to meet people that I meet at bars anymore, and I make bad decisions when I'm at bars, which is why I don't drinks.
This is
You
true.
know what I mean? Like, I have more self-control now, so I think that I could probably handle it, but I see we're turning the dial to way back now.
Yeah, this is why MySpace was the best. I'm screaming.
Mia Canada Lifa. Maybe your true love will just break into your house one day. If anybody broke into my house, my dog would try and eat them.
Hoon is terrifying.
When she does
barks
her angry
at
bark,
random shit in the hallway that just makes noise. Like the door will be closed, and she just thinks it's.
I genuinely find people while walking my doggo, some of them disappoint when the fact her girlfriend or wife comes up. A strong start. Welcome to the chat. Okay. So, do you remember when your girl was so thirsty? This is just always. She's just not.
I was like, you mean yesterday?
You mean always, bitch? When I was so thirsty and we still worked at Stuart Bio, and I frequently saw this man with his dog on my way to work.
You told me about this. I was gonna bring that up. I remember that specifically because it was like the same thing of the running guy where you like looked behind. She left a note for this man on like, was it on a telephone pole?
No, it was like the scaffolding that was for like doing renovation on the building that was right there, and I was like, hey, cute guy with brown dog, and it was there when I left that day, and I didn't want to leave it forever. Anyways, ever go down on someone that made your eyes?
Tear or tear?
Both are awful. Jesus. No?
Like eyes tear as in like it stank that bad? Like I avoided hooking up after like club situations and stuff where like everyone was like sweaty, so not necessarily. I don't think that's ever happened to me. That's a ooh.
I mean, I've been around some pungent odors, but not necessarily like nasty. You know, just like sometimes like.
Maybe your true love will just break into your house one day. Sorry, I'm still stuck on everyone.
See, I leave my house. I'm just kind of a nasty person sometimes, so you know, and I just.
I like a little zest, personally. Alia, tell us what type of zest you like.
Did you just call her Alia?
That's Alia.
Oh, that's your sister! Mm-hmm. I was like, why are you calling this random person your sister? Okay, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not anti-zest, personally.
I am very smell sensitive, so I am, like, very anti-zest.
So, okay.
You know, like...
I know a lot of girls in particular that are, like, terrified of how they smell, and I'm like, this is how I know I'm a little gay. Is because I'm like, I'd like to live there.
But I don't think women need to worry about their smell. I feel like it's...
Oh, yeah, no, all the worst smells that I've ever smelled have been men.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Like a man with a bit of natural scent. A little flavor isn't bad. Listen, like, I mean, like, if things smelled like candy and rose drops and shit like that, then you wouldn't, like, it wouldn't be special. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very unique microbiome that smells like it does for a reason. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, like, I'd like to keep that unitarily in that zone in a hygienic fashion. Mm-hmm. You know? Smegma on men is gross. I mean, it's a naturally occurring thing that needs to be dealt with. That's just like, that's the body cleaning itself. But yeah.
What?
Ooh. I don't know that we want to get into this.
I was going to say, that's not the definition that I know for smegma.
Nope. Veto. I do not want to see pictures.
I'm not showing it.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it with my own eyes.
Close your eyes.
Look it up on your phone.
Okay, fine.
It's typically in any skin fold, particularly down there, debris can accumulate, and it's...
The fact that that's even a thing is, like, you should be probably washing that a little more commonly. It's like a belly button. Like some people get like belly button buildup and stuff from like sweating too much.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, you just gotta deal.
Yeah.
Cut or uncut, relatively indifferent.
Cut or uncut. Pros and cons to both, I would say.
It really, I know this sounds like so cliche, but like size and shape and shit like that only matters like 25%, I would say, and most of it is like, do you know what you're fucking doing? Does it stay in the form it needs to stay in? And, you know, those sorts of things. Because I've met all varieties and sizes and stuff like that, and there's just no continuity or correlation between like how the thing looks or whatever and how it makes me feel. That's a lie. There's a little bit of a correlation, but it's a low one.
Other 75% is in the heaps. That's actually something, there's a lot of statistics around like cultural, how culturally common it is for people to get circumcised or not circumcised. Like, as we know, in like Europe, it's extremely uncommon for men to be circumcised unless they're like specifically Jewish. But then like in the States, it's actually very, very common until recently.
Don't
and like
Muslim men get cut too?
I don't think that that's true, actually. I think it's no.
The ones that I've seen have been. Your husband is laughing so hard.
I don't know. I have never, thank God, never seen my father's penis, so I don't know.
Mia, I've only wrangled. The way this is phrased is exceptional. Right. First of all, I've only wrangled one uncut. I need the sample size here. What are we talking about ratios wise? Like, because like 1 out of 2.
Well, that's the thing is,
or is it 1 out of 10? Is it 1 out of 50?
Ollie and I grew up in the States. It is like, it's becoming more common for men to be uncut, but it is extremely common for men our age to be cut. So, like, actually, I think I have that same stat. I think I'm like 1 uncut to like a bunch of cut.
Wait, no, I thought she was saying the opposite.
Only wrangled 1
uncut.
I
thought she was saying the opposite, and I was like, really?
No.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, okay, no. I'm probably like a 30, like a third, 2/3. Astro Connect does astronomy with his giant telescope. So I've Astro Connect I'm familiar with. Thank you, Lilith Hobo. I believe circumcision is pretty common in all Abrahamic religions. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's in the Quran, man. I think they're like...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the first time that I saw one that was uncut. Because it was certainly not my first encounter. But it was like reasonably early on. Maybe worryingly early on for me to have those types of statistics.
Age-wise?
Yeah. I mean,
skiddly boop up.
That's fine. We grow, we mature, we reflect.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this stream was supposed to be about dreams. We've clearly gone off on a tangent.
Latent repressed anybody? There was a study released in the 80s that said circumcising was better hygiene-wise.
And that is, they've since proven that to be completely untrue.
Yeah, hygiene is hygiene.
Yeah, like washing underneath your foreskin is literally like, it's an individualized habit, essentially. Yeah. Exactly, that's why it's swinging. It's part of the reason it's swinging back.
Yeah, I mean, like, just clean your shit. But, like, clean it appropriately, because some girls, particularly, like, overdo it because they're so afraid of just it smelling like a fucking vagina and then give themselves bacterial vaginosis or, you know, disrupt the hormones, or not hormones, disrupt the pH and stuff like that so badly that they actually make it smell like it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Not in a way, like, shouldn't, like, ew, gross, but, like, indicative of things not going well that way. It's
actually kind of terrible how much, like, you go into the section of, like, prophylactics and prophylactic means birth control, right? I'm not using that word incorrectly. And like condoms and other like vaginal washes and stuff, there are so many products on the market that are meant to like make your vagina smell good or douche your vagina or whatever it is.
You should never,
And
ever,
it's like,
ever put anything up your cunt.
there is so much evidence that you shouldn't just let it. It's self-cleaning. It's like a self-cleaning oven. Like, don't do anything to it.
Your entire body doesn't need to be cleansed except for just soap a little bit. You know, like cleansing your liver, cleansing your pussy, cleansing your anything. Just wash stuff that's already on the outside. Don't put any wash stuff on the inside except for your teeth. That's the only exception.
Yeah.
Don't put shit in your ears. Don't put shit in your eyes. Don't put shit in your bum. Don't put shit in your vag. Don't put shit in your pee hole. They clean themselves.
I was gonna say, how do you get shit in your pee hole? That would be
That's
wild.
how they used to STD test penis havers. Swap.
Oh.
Yeah. Merciless, right?
Oh my god.
Do people with Huntington's disease dream? Huntington.
From my I don't have any.
People with Parkinson's certainly dream.
Huntington's, they must. Is there evidence against that?
I don't know why they wouldn't. Yeah. I know girls that scoop. Excuse me?
I know girls that scoop.
I know, but what does that mean?
Oh.
Do I want to know what that means? I don't think I want to know what that
Like
means.
steaming your frashasha. Yes, like yoni steams, which Gwyneth fucking Paltrow made normalized with like her goop shit. Don't put anything up your vagina. Also, don't waste money on steaming your vagina. What the hell?
So when you put your hand in your vagina in a little cup and scoop out vagina things. I mean,
How much stuff is coming out?
there shouldn't be a whole lot coming out. There shouldn't be a whole lot.
There shouldn't be a whole lot. That's a... What?
But why? Yeah. I don't know. Huh. Yeah.
I steam my bathroom, not my booty or muddy body hole.
Scoopers go scoop. I mean, sure, yeah. Wild times, indeed. Yeah. You know what?
What are they scooping?
I think probably splooge.
Oh.
Mom and Dad, I'm sorry if you're ever listening to any of these VODs, by the way. Come on, scoops ahoy.
Scoops.
Jesus Christ.
Scoop. Okay, on 3. 3, 2, 1. Scoops ahoy.
The other cookie. Splooge McWhack. Yeah, okay, so dreams, right? Do you guys, okay, what's like the weirdest dream people have had?
Yeah.
Who's, okay, let's keep it a little bit in the fun zone of like sexy shit and vulgar shit. What's the most off-target sex dream that you've had? Who's the most inappropriate person that you've sex dreamed about?
That's a hard one. Well, you already said.
Well, I mean, like, but people having sex dreams about people that they work with is hardly
It's not uncommon.
I can't remember.
I've definitely had sex dreams about, like, ex-boyfriends. Well, like, literally, like, sleeping next to, like, the current boyfriend.
I have had dreams about family of people that I was dating.
True.
And I was like, oh.
Have you masturbated to the family of people that you were dating? No comment.
No, I have not. But I definitely woke up and was like, oh. And then could not look them in the face.
She said family right before the ads came in. Dead. Also, Freaking Fork showed up, which is hilarious.
Oh, Freaking Fork! What's
which
up?
is family.
Oh, right. I forgot Freaking Fork is family. Not a worst time. It's happened to me with friends' boyfriends before. Oh, I'm almost regularly am I having sex dreams about people that are you know, with someone else, partnered, you know? But that's usually not the reason that it's off target. It's like, yeah. Your timing is impeccable. I'd probably say a taken friend. So I had dreams about someone that I worked with. We have discussed this. And it was bad. It started to get quite not okay to be around. I was like, I need to not be in this room. I need to leave. I need to leave immediately.
Immediately.
Well, and people that know me know how the tale transpired, but that's not something that's going to be broadcast to the internet. But yeah, just converting your involvement in skydiving. What?
You came to Twitch to confirm my involvement in skydiving? Yes, I am planning on skydiving in 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
I remember as an early teenager having sexy dreams with a professor, and he was like in his 30s. Guess I always had a thing for older men. My fetishes make people go eyebrow.
Eyebrow? Tell us, Lilith.
You missed the fetishes episode. You're a recent enough follower that you weren't around for that. It's probably still in the VODs if you're interested, but just the occasional friend for me. My dreams sex life seems pretty non-risque now that I think about it. I want to make a minor tweak to that, Muse. Not non-risque, but normalized, I think. You know, like the fact that we all have like dreams about people that we shouldn't be dreaming about.
Absolutely.
Like, I think it's like maybe more of a destigmatization than a like, oh, you're boring. You know, like it's not that. Your dreams are risque. You're dreaming about fucking people you shouldn't. So that was pretty risque to me.
I was gonna say, I feel like the day after it happens is like the most uncomfy part, where you're just like, I have to be around this person. You're
well,
like,
it's okay, and this is the thing that like maybe Freud is onto something about latent stuff, because like if it taps into something that you're like, oh oopie.
Oopie.
Wow, okay.
You know what gets me is the dream. So this is like a common social media trend that like women have dreams about their partners cheating, and then they're like mad at their partners the following day. And that has actually happened to me. Like, it was actually while Sean and I were not living together at the time. And I had a dream that he cheated on me.
And you were pissed.
And I had to, like...
Thanks for the follow, sissy.
Thanks. I had to... Like, I tell myself, I'm like, I'm not one of these women. I'm like, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Sean, has she gotten on you about loving her if she was a worm?
But it actually, like, if the dream is quite intense, it emotionally affects you for the rest of the day.
It does. But I think probably proportionate to how strong your relationship is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the fact that you guys are still good, even though you weren't living in the same fucking country at that time, it speaks to the goodness of your guys' relationship. Worms. I've been put in the doghouse more than once because of a partner's dreams. Who was he cheating with? LOL.
Some random person. I don't know. I was like, I honestly, that dream was like 3 years ago. I don't remember the details. I just remember it happening and me being like, I'm not gonna be a fucking cliche. Like, just telling myself that.
I don't know if someone's ever cheated in my dreams. People have cheated on me in real life and I let it slide, so realistically, dream cheat on me all you fucking want.
Skiddly boop up.
Yeah, skiddly boop up. This is why I'm painfully single. Paint burbs draws birds.
Oh, you're gonna watch that.
I love birds. Oh boy. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I've definitely dream cheated. Lots. But we talked about that it's like likely that you would dream about people that you're not with.
Yeah,
you know?
that you desire.
Painfully signal. She got that 5G though. Look at these little bird emojis. That's really cute. Painfully signal.
Painfully signal.
That's why I'm painfully single, is because I can't say fucking words, I guess. I have to sneeze, and I don't really want to.
There's tissues right there.
I dislike that. Okay, I don't think it's gonna happen. But have you ever killed someone in your dream?
I've had people die, but it was like my dad died in a bus crash at one point, and that was one of the dreams I woke up crying from.
3 a.m. anxiety, I don't think I have. I have lots. Too much.
Kill people?
Yeah.
Can I know which people?
Like assailants, like people that, like, I had to protect my family. Mercy killing. I've had to do a lot of mercy killing because, like I said, I have dreams of, like, apocalyptic things. Like,
let's psychoanalyze that one.
So I frequently have dreams of natural disasters.
Okay.
So, like, tornadoes and stuff like that. And this speaks to me, the fact that you dream about things that, like, happen, because, like, one of my dreams was right around when I was, like, near, like, tornadoes and stuff like that a couple of times back in Alberta, because, like, Edmonton is at the top of Tornado Alley, the one that stretches up from Kansas, right? And, like, so people would be, like, grievously injured, and I'd be like, they're not gonna make it, but we need to go, and I, like, couldn't leave them there to suffer, and so I've, like, killed people, like, friends and family in my dreams.
Oh my god.
But, like, mercy killings, not, like, gruesome, like, fuck you kind of, never that, but
that's still quite traumatizing.
well, I've had horrid nightmares where I lost control of the car and, like, killed my own dog.
Dude.
Yeah, she's broken. I have high metabolism, so I need sex, like, 11 times a day, so I just stay single. That's not science. That's just a high sex drive.
High metabolism? What?
No.
What?
This is
What?
No. They're unrelated things. I mean, they might be a little related, but
Pedro's witnessed murders. That's very cool. Been killed multiple times. Yeah, I feel like we all have dreams where we die. We all get caught by the thing chasing us. I never get to die.
I get injured. I never get to die. I always wake up. Sucks.
Well, yeah, you die and then you wake up. You get caught by the thing chasing you.
No, I'll be like get stabbed and, like, know that I'm, like, you know, injured, and I'll be like, well, this blows, and, like, I'll like have enough of the rest of the dream to, like, be experiencing that.
Huh.
I am in therapy.
Sleep paralysis. We talked about sleep paralysis previously.
Yeah, I have sleep paralysis really bad when I'm stressed. I'm much better now. These are all, like, previous Alicia iterations. I'm much more normal. Dream about violence happening to me. It's probably the most common theme I have in dreams I remember. Any sleep paralysis in the chat? I dream that who's IDF will hunt me down one day because I'm so open about human rights abuses. Huh?
International
Defense Fund?
Something Federation?
How much do you believe in dream analysis? Well, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like, I think there's a little bit something to it being, like, your brain trying to resolve its own problems kind of thing. So in that way, I think it can be predictive, and, like, you can analyze it, like, symbolically to the degree that it means something symbolically to you. So, like, if you think, like, personally that, I don't know, church is, like, religion is really important, and you dream about burning a church or something like that, like, that's probably has a different meaning to you, whereas, like, for me, so I don't think that you can open up a big book of dream analysis and say that it means the same thing for you as it does for me, because that just doesn't work.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely some, like, wish fulfillment in dreams, but I would say that's maybe 30% of the time, and then another 30% of the time it's like you think, like, how many people have the dream that they wake up and turn their alarm clock off when they're, like, worried about getting up early, like 1,000 times. Like, everybody has that dream. So it's people having dreams about things that are just, like, happening to them. It's like them processing information. And then I think another 30% of the time is just, like, absurdist shit that would, like, never happen, right? Yeah. So actually, Alia is bringing up a good point of, like, we've had dreams about our mom has tried to kill us. Like,
a collective dream.
No, like, it's all individual, but with the same theme. Like, I've talked about earlier how I've, like, literally watched my mom walk away from me, and I, like, was, like, crying, calling out to her. And, like, yeah, like, I think that's representative of the fact that all three of us have had this. There's, like, that might be symbolic of all of us having, like, mommy issues. But at the same time, like...
It's also natural fear to fear your caregiver leaving you. So, like,
exactly. Like...
Yeah.
I think none of us think our mom is going to kill us, so that's not, like, a wish fulfillment, or that's not, like, representative of real life.
But, like, symbolic harm.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. Israeli Defense Force. Whoa, okay. Go off. I was getting shot in a dream just last night. Muse Clue's rough. Lucid dreaming then. Yeah, we talked about lucid dreaming earlier on in the stream, and I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of training that can go into you actually learning how to be a lucid dreamer, but...
3 a.m. anxiety. So if you dream with dead people, is it like a grieving mechanism? It depends on what theory you believe in. We talked a little bit earlier about your brain trying to do some problem solving when your rational thinking kind of control, your frontal lobe is offline during dreaming, or more quiet, I guess. It's not completely offline, but it's very inactive compared to waking stuff. So you take out like the rational, like kind of fact checker part of your brain, and then the rest of it starts to try and piece things together and process it, is one of the theories. And another theory is that it's trying to encode memories and stuff like that. Like, so it could be a lot of that would have to do with processing the death of someone like that. And then, like, even if it's later on and you've already processed the death and you have a dream about someone that has died, like, a long time ago, then maybe it's that you have a fear of forgetting that person kind of thing in your day-to-day life. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's, like, dream symbolism. It could just be reflective of a, like, cognitive thing that you actually have that you want to address, kind of thing, right? But... in Canada, we squat on top of mass graves of children under our churches, and it hasn't been declared the epitome of evil on earth yet. Tell me about it. Yeah.
That was one way to say that.
Yeah, it's, we need to go deeper.
Wait, is that, sorry, what was the name of the residential school that was, like, the big one that came about last year? It wasn't Kelowna, was it?
I mean, there's like a fuck ton of them, especially out west. It's bad.
It was the one that started with a K that was, like, really in the news last year.
Kelowna is a city. I don't know the name of the actual school. But
Kamloops, thank you, Lilith.
That's the name of, like, a place, though. So it would have just been, like, the Kamloops or residential school.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought you were saying, like, it was, like, a name, like, the name of the school. I guess it is the name of the school, but it's also the name of the town. Yeah. I didn't understand. When I went back to Alberta, whenever it was, they had taken, this is content warning, they had taken a teddy bear for each of the bodies found and put them along the fence posts outside of the Morley reservation outside of Calgary. It's on the west side of Calgary, and I like have actual physical body chills right now. It lasted so long, and it's on the drive from Calgary to the mountains, so it's all these privileged white fucks basically going out there almost exclusively in their, like, my puffer jacket and my Arc'teryx and my we're going on hiking, we love the wilderness, and we have a Banff pass, of course. And I was one of those people, for the record. Like, I have a North Face puffer jacket, and I do like hiking, and I like going out there and stuff like that. Anyways, but it was, like, highly affecting, like, insanely so. And I remember being in, because I'm from, like, pretty rural Alberta, like, very far north, so there's a reservation up there called the Duncan Reservation. And I remember one of my very first boyfriends, never kissed him or anything like that, but we went to the grade 3 dance together, was Indigenous and, like, from the res. His name was Darcy. Bless up, Darcy. If you're out there, I hope you're thriving. But I got, like, ostracized. I got ostracized for going to this thing with this guy in grade fucking 3. There was already this, like, deep, intense, like, hatred, like, racism, and associated, like, deep racism, and not just, like, racism, like, oh, they suck, but, like, active, like, vitriol towards them in grade fucking 3. They, like, I don't remember the stuff that they would say, but it was bad. And I will never forget that, because, like, I was in grade 3 and I was like, I don't want to be hated by all of my classmates, and did not understand at all really what was going on. I did understand racism a little bit because my aunt was Chinese and I had heard people call her the slur that you use for Chinese people. And my dad actually had to sit me down and when I was in 2nd grade tell me about racial slurs, and that he's like, you're probably going to hear at some point in your life your Aunt Judy called a
Alberta, man, damn.
Rural Alberta, and I'm older than you are too, so different times. Not that excuses it at all, but it was rotten. Anyways, yeah. Land acknowledgements are performative activism, but they're better than nothing. And usually that's indicative of someone that you can probe to act more, is the way that I try and like make that at least a little bit positive. Like, because you don't want to call out people that you want to call in, right? You know?
Yeah.
Like, people like me, I there's certainly things that I do that are not kosher. You know what I mean? But
like we try to be
I'm not perfect.
As well
I'm
as
not.
possible,
No one's perfect, right? Like I do my best, but I'm sure that there's still things that I say that are off base, or like I misgender someone, or I think that I'm saying the right thing, or whatever. Anyways, but I think the fact that I, give flags to people, that it shows that I care and am receptive. I think that land acknowledgements or having pronouns in your bio or whatever at least indicate that if you want to perform, then okay, hey, here's a way we can go a step further, and like that's a door open to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's part of the normalization process, right? Of like saying that land acknowledgements and pronouns are part of the fabric of society, and therefore normalizing these groups and normalizing just that part of society. And like that was actually something I really noticed when I went to the States for Thanksgiving, or American Thanksgiving specifically. We ran a 5K and we showed up to the 5K, and I'm like they started doing the Star Spangled Banner, which is the national anthem, and I'm like, right now if I was in Montreal they would be doing a land acknowledgement. Yeah. And it was just such a weird,
as they fucking should,
juxtaposition,
as they fucking should, right?
That I was just like, this is so, like, it feels weird. But yeah, so Mia Canada-Lifa brought up a good point that you're not wrong. Like, it's actually very common, like in the States, like the most discriminated group is like Black people, but in Canada the most discriminated group is like Indigenous people, to the point that like our rural family members who like have grown up in the same rural part of like Northern Ontario their whole lives. Like my grandfather, when I was living at the farm during COVID, I had to call him out on like a few things that he said that were like, he used to say things like, those crazy natives. And I was like, oh, you can't say that. Like, that's not okay. And like,
that's mild compared to a lot of the stuff
100%,
which is not good.
But again, like these are things that you have to, and I think part of that activism is like, it might be pseudo activism, it might be, but like being able to like just not tolerating that, like sitting there and challenging that idea, I think is what all of us can do. And that's like a small microcosm, but all of us doing it makes it like a larger movement, and saying, hey, this is why that's not acceptable, and like you need to rethink the way that you think and say things.
Especially, and like that's where like the door open thing comes from, because like at least like we talk about my dad being woke all the time, and like he says some problematic shit for sure, but I know that he wants to improve because he's tried to like use the parts that are performative, and that's okay, because sometimes performing is also reflecting action. And I know that that's a safe person to do that with, and that I'm not gonna get abused for it, right? Whereas there's like other parts of my family where I just don't go there. I just avoid entirely, because I know that I can't open that door safely. Do you know what I mean? Like I should call them out, and like, well, poor me for not being able to do it safely when other people can't like live safely. But
well, then like
if that person is never going to be receptive to it,
like if they're full on conspiracy theory, it's like very difficult to like even talk to them. Like, they're literally gonna go, like, full... Like, I've been there with some of my family members where I'm like, do I even challenge that? Because I'm gonna literally get my ass... Like, they're gonna start doing personal attacks and, like, logical fallacies and, like, all these things just to, like, make a point that makes no sense.
I'd rather save my energy in those situations for times when I know that I can actually maybe budge something forward, you know what I mean? And, like, that's how you, like, balance, like, you can empty your cup every single day and never, ever, ever get it filled again and call out every single little tiny thing. Or you can save it for where it's going to matter most. And, like, that's anyways. Whoa. I really think that depends. Anytime I've seen a land acknowledgement done in a show that I've gone to, it has been to know what land you're on and to get in touch with those people. Am I spelling too much family tea? LOL. I also enjoyed when Julie Black changed the anthem to Our Home on Native Land. Yeah. There were some members of my family that were not pleased with that, and I was like, why? And that's a moment where I'm like, why does that bother you so much? It's one fucking word. It did nothing to you, and it probably made a whole bunch of people feel fucking seen and a little bit, like, vindicated, and, like, you're just scratching the surface. Like, poor you. You're a little bit upset about your little song, your little special song. Like, I got pretty feisty about that, but that's weird. Nonprofits do that stuff too, but they'll never hire darker skinned natives. U.S. has flavor of the month discriminated against due to socio-political stuff. Indigenous groups are generally completely forgotten about and in a horrible situation here. In Portugal, the biggest racism issues towards Black people now rising towards Middle Eastern people. And then people think we're not that racist. I see it this way. If NGO fund themselves with greenwashing, pinkwashing, native washing, and activists are the people who work in these places, then they're just an extension of colonialism. It's true, but what's the better system? Like, tear it all down? Like, you're 100% right, but, like, it's the best we've got with what we've got. And, like, for the record, I am fully in a, like, let's overhaul it, get rid of the patriarchy, get rid of capitalism, but, like, how? Without literally everything falling apart. And I know that that's what they want us to believe, and that's the system that they've built on purpose to keep people like us afraid, but, like, there's just no feasible way that...
Well, and I don't think there's any feasibility of overhaul the system. It is gradual change, always, and, like, that's just the reality of the situation. And it gives me hope to, like, look at Gen Z and see the fact that, like, even in actually, like, somewhat conservative Gen Zers, pronouns are extremely common, and, like, the use of pronouns is common, and the acknowledgement that, like, non-binary and trans people is extremely fucking common is, like, it gives me hope, because I think we are moving, a culture change. I think we are moving to a cultural shift where, like, people are accepted at face value for who they are, and, like
depending on where you are, and like we also live in a very progressive bubble, right? 100%. You know what I mean? Like, this is for us here, but like we're not, like, I mean, I'm bi, but I present as straight. You're bi, but present as straight. You're, you know, not white, but present as white enough, kind of thing.
White
so,
passing,
like, yeah, exactly. Straight passing, I guess. But people are more likely to have a conniption if their pronouns get wrong than a native person being fired for something petty. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. The world fucking sucks. Like let's not... My dream is a world that doesn't fucking suck. I'm gay and I present as extremely gay. Love that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I try and present more bi. Like, I keep these 2 fingernails short. I'm like, maybe the ladies out there will see.
Stop.
I'm not even kidding. I even made them. You guys, no.
You spin your chair around and sit backwards.
Do you see which ones are sparkly?
Oh my god.
You guys, I paint the little tipsies of...
you can't see it on camera, dude.
Only these ones are sparkly. And only on one hand, so...
Ever heard of a platinum gay? We have a platinum gay in the chat, bro.
Yeah. The nail drama. A platinum gay person is a gay man who didn't come out of the vagina during birth and has then continued to never touch a vagina. Go all in and get little arrows tattooed on your fingers. I mean, people do that though. Get little like arrows tattooed on their fingers. I mean,
for what purpose?
For aesthetics. People do that all the time. Yeah. Dots, arrows, all kinds of stuff.
When I wear a baseball cap, I'm presenting as my 20% gay side. That Kinsey scale, though. We've talked about that, too, on our fetish episode, I think.
My dad went to a conference when he was just here, like, last week or whatever, and he works for, like, my dad is very blue-collar. He works for a heavy-duty truck parts company, like semi-trucks. And his company just got bought out by a company literally called, can you tell a white guy, a white middle-aged fucking boomer-ass man named this? It's called Parts for Trucks. That's the name of the company that sells parts for their trucks. And the logo is brutal. It's just, it's like an off-center T. Like, T for truck, and that's it. It's so bad. Anyways, when my dad got these hats, my dad's like, you want one? And I, like, put it on, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean, this is, like, my dyke look. Like, I'm loving it. And I kept it because, you know me, sometimes You
love a good backwards baseball cap sometimes.
I haven't rocked one in a while. I remember going to the Dep and being carded, and I was like, ma'am, I am...
I am in my 30s. We've talked about this.
One time, and I tried to let it slip under the radar. Anyways. Whenever... Why do people get rosebuds on their fisting hands is what I don't get. Oh my god! Do people do that?
That's disgusting.
I mean, whatever. Very, very original creativity. 11 out of 10 rosebud tattoos with friends like that. Was it the way of releasing the lesbian energy in you? No, the lesbian energy in me was there a long time ago. I'm a lesbian, I'm just bi, but, you know. No, it was in there a long time ago. I vividly remembered, like, being like, huh. Other people don't.
I love to wear my hat backwards. I think it's, like, very, like, cool. But I have, like, too much hair, and then it's just, like, hat, and then triangle underneath.
You have to do a little, like, messy bun.
The messy bun ends up being, like, very voluminous.
I like that for you, though. I think I still have a video of you in a backwards hat and half tucked in button up and shorts. Yeah, I believe it. Drop that in the fucking Discord if you find it. There's a picture of me holding Hoon with, like, a flat brimmed cap, like some straight boy. Fucking looking a damn fool.
I've
flat
seen
cap
this
snap.
photo,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm holding Hoon and just looking like, yeah. Anyways.
Casual fuckboy energy.
Bulge. Imagine having too much hair.
You don't want to know what they call some of those girl hairdos. Tell us, Lilith. What do they call some of those girl hairdos?
Yeah, tell me. I need a bio break. Ugh.
We're 8 minutes out from the end of the stream.
Deal with it. I have to pee.
Okay. It is what it is, guys. So the stream wasn't about dreams very much at all, unfortunately, but, you know, one of these days. Actually, this is a good time to ask for suggestions about what you guys would be interested in hearing about on our future streams. So far, we've done a couple themed episodes. We've done a fetish episode. What else have we done? For those of you who have been here, I'm trying to think. I'm not remembering very well. We've done another themed episode that I can't think of right now. If when we hit 96, because 69 has already been passed, 96 subscribers, we're going to do followers, we're going to do a weekend episode where we do some trivia or some Jackbox. It'll be very, very fun. But yeah, this, Get a Grip said that this is a dream of a purely chaotic stream. Yeah, absolutely. This is we've just been talking about sex dreams and sexual content the entire time, so.
It's vulgar science.
Hashtag
vulgar science.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also, we talked about dream science for like 2 hours, kind of.
an hour and a half at best, but...
Listen, whoever said we were planning to stay on topic? Not me.
No, we don't stay on topic in this
That's
stream.
half the fun.
Absolutely not.
Is like topic change. You know? Get zany up in here. Chill Saturday stream pog.
Why am I getting... My cousin is FaceTiming me.
I
have to
work
call her
with
back.
dudes in a truck at work. You don't want to hear about what they call those girl hair dudes. Did we not get that? I thought someone was going to share that while I was
Lilith
painting.
didn't tell us what they call the hairdos.
We love chaos and derailing for sure. They call a double bun throat pie handles?
Like space buns or side buns?
Throat pie?
Yeah, do you understand?
Yeah, I just really
You're
don't like it.
You're
I'm
very
horrified.
uncomfortable, yeah. She was in ads. Gross.
No parking tickets this stream. Hopefully not.
Have you gotten a parking ticket during any of our streams? Yeah.
No, not yet.
It's dark outside. They don't care.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Yeah. Well, because last time I was talking about getting a parking ticket and then we forgot to raid, which we can't forget to do. Don't let us forget to raid. If you hear the staff say when the cat call, it makes you want to hide your face.
If you hear the staff, or if you hear the stuff they say when they cat, that seems.
I've had stuff. Cat calls just I don't get it. I don't get it.
Have you ever had a friend cat call and you'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
What do you mean?
Have you ever had somebody with you cat call somebody? Like, there are men who hang out with other men who cat call.
No.
That's a thing.
No. They
You're
fear
like,
for their life. I would be like, you go apologize to her. I'd like grab him by the back of his fucking head like a kitten and be like, you go do this now.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, you know what? Like, girls don't say great stuff, but I've heard some shit that men say, and you know, there's a reason that I also
I was gonna
date
say
women.
the worst things that women say is they usually talk about dick size. That's literally it. Grab him by his throat
pie handles. Oh, I'll call back to cat callers if I feel safe enough. I'll be pretty.
What's your best comeback?
It's really an in the moment thing. Sometimes I'm like, say that to my face, ass fuck or something. You know, like it's usually just like goading and violent cursing.
I was gonna say, my undiagnosed ADHD takes me so long to process that they're like gone by the time. I'm like, I think they just catcalled me, and it's like 5 minutes later.
Nice turd cutter? Yeah, that's nice. It's a butt. It's the butt. It's a butt.
Ew.
The amount of men I've seen stare at Alicia in the street is wild. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, at least they don't catcall me or approach me when I'm with you, even though you're clearly fucking gay, because I'm still with a man, and that means that I can't be objectified quite as bad. Isn't that fucking awful?
Yeah. Actually, I feel like I'll go out by myself and Alicia will go out by herself, and there's the combination of the two of us going out. We get hit on every single time, and I think we've talked about this.
Tons.
It's horrible. Like, people will catcall us when it's the two of us together. It's really insane.
Or
actually.
approaches at bars. Yeah. Honestly, I never go out in peace ever.
I'll eat a whole bag of pierogies out of that.
I kind of like that one.
I fuck with that one. I'd eat a whole bag of pierogies in general if I could.
Yeah, I was just gonna be like, pierogies, sign me up.
Somebody has literally called me out for eating 12 pierogies in one sitting. So
that's the appropriate amount.
Yes,
Who called you out
thank
for
you.
that? Jesus.
Thank you.
And with half a fucking bucket of sour cream too while you're at it.
Yeah.
What's that for me? True. I would also look because she's so pretty. I love pierogies. Yeah. Oh, you guys, we got off track, but we talked about some important things.
Like what?
Well, like the plight of the Indigenous people of Canada and America. And
that you shouldn't clean or douche your vagina. It's terrible for it.
Don't clean or douche your vagina. dreams, you can have dreams of all kinds, and it's okay because dreams are free. And even if you cheat in your dreams, you gotta forgive people for dream cheating because it's just dreams.
It's just dreams.
And
it's totally normal to have sex dreams about random people that you shouldn't be having sex dreams about.
Hundo P. Yeah. And wet dreams happen more to men than to women. Cats dream. Cats can dream.
Do nocturnal emissions apply to men too, or just apply to women too, or just men?
There are women that can orgasm in their sleep. I personally know one. I that's not like I do personally know someone that is not me. That can. I fucking wish. I already love sleep too much. If that was possible, I would never leave my bed.
Well, but I was gonna say, is the term emission not specifically representative of ejaculation?
Yeah, but everything's fucking
male terminology.
Yeah, everything's centered upon the male mind and the male gaze, not the male gaze. Queen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've definitely came in my sleep before. That's like
what?
Yeah.
Full blown come in your sleep?
Yeah, you literally. It's like you become.
That's the best sleep of your life. Are you kidding me? Wow.
It's more than once too. Like it's happening. It's that you literally.
I wake up and take care of the situation, but
you get so turned on in your sleep that it just.
Are you
happens.
one of those bitches that can fucking come at the gym too? Because
God no. We've talked about this. I wish.
I would be so ripped.
So ripped, bro. I would be like.
I think it actually is the more ripped you are, the more likely it is because
probably pelvic,
exactly. Yeah, your muscles put pressure. Jesus, things gotta. As per reading, science is on. Most of the others are not this evening. I'd split that like lumber. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Paragaze. I would look at that muscly arm IT guy. I take notes. Follow your dreams unless they're shitty, then flush. What is the homework? I have before. Can I wear you like an Easter bonnet?
These are things that...
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think of like the... What? I don't even get that one. Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, that one's...
Gay gays. Come without the effort of the best. Working out your abs and just orgasm, imagine everyone would have a 12-pack.
100%.
Where are they getting those extra 4 abs?
It's just their rib cage.
Yeah. Okay, it's only science that's on, because it's 10. It's time to raid. Does anybody have any other suggestions for someone to raid? Otherwise, we're going to go with science again.
What are some of these Moo Hoodles Studio Cornix?
Yeah, but they have to be on.
Oh, yeah.
Orgasming while high. Moon Hoodles? Is Moon Hoodles on?
Lilith Hobo, tell us if any of your recommendations are on right now.
Yeah, and I'll open it in the doodad here.
Yeah, Moon Hoodles is on. Do you have to follow them? I don't know.
I should follow them. That's kind of like the protocol. I have to... Hold on.
But do you have to currently be following them to raid them?
I don't think so. But I do have to log in.
God, I
want to be able to
have a coregasm. That sounds amazing.
Coregasm, I like that. Why do you not have your numlock on, fucking mod?
Why does numlock sound dirty?
Turn my numlock off any day of the week. Sorry, who are we going? Moon Hoodles?
Moon Hoodles. Intended for mature audiences. Okay.
Doug's has that little prep too. Okay, Faye Hazard is on Science, is on Moon Hoodles. Look at all these people. Okay, let's raid Moon Hoodles.
I think it's Moo Hoodles.
Moo Hoodles.
Moo.
Gauge. Okay. How do I do it again? I go exclamation point, raid. Help me out here.
Get a group. We need you. Tech support. Get
or Dougylicious. Just backslash raid.
/raid.
Raid. Moo Hoodles.
Moo Hoodles.
Moo Hoodles. Moo Hoodles? Okay, we're going. We're going. Okay. Goodbye.
This has been Layla Shone.
And Neuralicia.
And this has been Vulgar Science. Bye, guys.
Don't click it off until we do this. Ah! Sean, what's happened? How do we do it? It's not logged in. Oh no, oh no. I know how to log in.
In one window and not the other.
Girl, I don't fucking know. Guys, we're gonna figure it out. Stay with us. For fuck's sake, I don't know my password. Is that a joke? Oh my god. How do I raid? It says it needs to log in.
Why do our things always end so chaotically?
They used to begin chaotically too.
Yeah, true.
Can I do it here? Oh, I can do it here. Oh, look at us.
Slash right there. Video.
That's nice. Okay, we'll just, guys, hold on. A wild Sean appears. Okay, we got this. Listen, yeah, we are fucking noobs, all right? But that's half the fun is watching us chaotically fail. What is it? Moo Hoodles.
You wrote raids, not raid.
Oh, for fuck's sake. But now, hold on. Are we on Moon Hoodles? You navigated away from Moon Hoodles.
I don't think we...
No, but I want to be able to, because they'll probably be like, hey, how was your stream? And then you interact. That's the whole point of raiding. You don't just go and be like, yeet. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. It's going to happen. Am I doing it right? Raid username? Okay.
Yeah, do it.
This channel is intended. Okay. We're going, guys. Thank you for your patience. Where? Oh, there we go. Clickety click. Okay, now.